Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, proud New York Jets fan, me, proudly brings to you 1 year sober celebration show. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a lot of guests. We're going to have a blast. We are going to laugh. We are going to predict. We are going to get emotional, probably. We're going to have a good time. Stay tuned, and we will be back right now.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventure. Oh, yeah!
And now, give it up for Jeremy and Nick.
Now you scared me.
And as usual, Nick is wrong.
Why are you the way that you are? God, I can't stand you.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Whoa, that was cool.
This start time is for Snowball, Twisted, anybody who's ever complained at me and Jeremy that we've been late by about 4 seconds, 10 seconds. Where are they? They're late. They okay? 4 minutes early tonight. So we're even. We never have to hear it again. I want to say what's up to everyone very quickly. We have a star-studded show tonight for you. Johnny Jimenez wins. He's here first. I'm just here so I could say booties and boobs. Me too. It's the only reason I'm here. And Dano's here to just say boobies and boots. Dakota here early. Happy about Chuck Clark. Welcome him back. Yep. Isaiah Oliver too. I like it. I like it. We'll get into that throughout the night. Knobcraft is here. Shine time. We're getting until next week when we're all losing our minds. Yep. This is our last sane show. Every show starting tomorrow is going to be insane with people complaining. There will be adult tears everywhere. Hank is here. Snowball is here. This is what happens when you share your friend Jeremy's StreamYard and he has access to your show and he says, hold on, guys, my penis is shriveled and very small, so I am embarrassed. I asked him to keep that a secret. This is how he repays me. He puts that out on the interwebs for everyone to see. Wildwave is here, never a doubt. Todd is here. Armand is here. Hank, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Greg Rollo is here. What's up, Greg? Welcome, brother. Mr. Bonesy is in the house. What's up, feller? Jay is here. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Harry W. Jets family in the Heezy, baby. Aunt Jets 82. Jerome is here. We got a loaded cast tonight. Scott is in the house. Daniel Murphy is here also. So now let's get to someone else who is here. All right. You know I hate this guy's guts. It's very well documented. You have watched us destroy each other. You have watched us attack each other in ways that people should not. But I'm gonna summarize this quick because I do not want to get choked up 5 minutes into the show. Last year, life was shit. It was bad. I wouldn't be here today without this dude. So that's it. That's it for now. That's all I can get out right now.
Oh,
I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you.
Oh man, my pleasure, man. I wouldn't.
How you
I might
doing,
not
buddy?
be here without you. I'm good, man. I'm in Putnam, New York, Putnam County, in
Putnam.
Carmel Lake, New York, near Brewster and all these other places. Visiting
Nice.
a friend who got a house up here. It's kind of nice. We've been sitting by a fireplace for the last 24 hours.
Awesome. I just came in from outside before the boy left. I had a cigar that I've been saving for today, and I smoked that cigar, and the temperature dropped in like 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden ice pellets were coming in sideways right as he left. But it got nutty here very quickly. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So let's get into it real quick. We have other guests coming in shortly. Give me your thoughts. Tampering Night Eve. What are you thinking? What are you expecting? What are you not expecting? Where is the chaotic one mentally? And don't tell me I'm in Putnam, New York.
Man, you hear so many different things, right? I mean, we expect. I think the Jet fans, part of us, have this expectation that there's going to be some big move, and then some people are saying, "Oh, he's going to stick to his plan." But I don't understand when they say he's going to stick to his plan, because it's not like he didn't sign some big guys before. Lincoln Tomlinson was not a small signing. Aaron Rodgers was not a small trade. So they're saying like his plan is if he's this conservative guy who doesn't do much, but in the last few years he's done some big things. So yeah, the trade up for AVT, that was big. The trade up for Jermaine Johnson. This guy is he's a wheeler and dealer. I don't know what people are talking about. So
And Hall too. He traded up for Johnson and Hall
Yeah.
back to back that year.
And Hall. So I don't know what to expect. I think there's going to be one big name. And then I think there's going to be a lot of value spatter of guys sprinkled in. And I think the big name will be either, what do you consider Calvin Ridley a big name? I don't know, like a wide receiver, or the big name might be a tackle. Hopefully it's I don't know, hopefully a wide receiver tackle, either one fills a very big need. But I think there's going to be a bigger name, maybe not like the top names, the top free agents that are 25, 30 million, but a big name. And it might be the kid from Dallas. It might be, I would consider a good move going after Cam Johnson from the Jaguars if he's available. Even though he might not be that big name, he'd be a great
Cam Robinson.
Yeah, he'd be a great maneuver for us if we were to get a hold of him, because even though he's not like this all pro tackle, he's got upside. He's young. He could really become at a good value and fill the spot for a long time.
Yeah. I keep saying this, and it's not that I'm not taking a dig at the Jets. I'm not being negative. I just don't think we have the money to make the moves that people want. I don't think we have it. Now, we could still open up some more dollars, right? We could still do a couple things, but I don't think that they're going to do that unless something has to get signed. You know what I mean? Like, I think they got some bullets in the chamber that they can pull. They might not want to extend CJ. They might not want to rework Quinnen. They might not want to do something with JFM. Oh, here we. Oh, our first super chat of the night. Thank you, Hank.
And thanks, Scott, for that message. I appreciate that.
I won't win. Oh, Hank. Oh, thank you, bud. Congratulations. Have a soda. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I'm a coffee and water guy. That's it. That's all I consume. But thank you. I appreciate it. For those that don't know, Dano and Scott and Johnny and others, Daniel Murphy, have created a super chat game where whoever gives the last super chat of the night gets to be a guest on a future show. So, and the other one night last Sunday, I think they were going to $2 at a clip for like the last 20 minutes. I couldn't get off the show. I had to go to the bathroom so bad. And I'm sitting here clenching, hoping that P doesn't come out. But they kept doing it to try to beat one another. And it was very, very good.
I like that. That's even more clever than me force feeding myself hot sauce.
Yeah, you can. I mean, what's the hot sauce stash look like up in Putnam, New York?
He actually was in one of our videos. The friend that I'm visiting, this guy Frank, was in a video where we did the last dab, and he pulled it out today at dinner. He had a bottle of the last dab, so it's a pretty brutal bottle. It is here.
Nice, awesome. Well, tell him I'm glad his Wi-Fi works. You look as awful as ever, so it does come in. It is working well up there. I see Raul. I see Harlan. Snowball, if you want me to read this out loud, just have to put it into a super chat. And that's another thing we created too, that you can put into a super chat anything that you want me to read. That'll give you like a little shits and giggles out of it. Like, juvenile humor.
Juvenile humor. Snowball is just,
You know how we operate here.
Snowball wants to, hey, Snowball, meet me at, I'm going to go to MetLife on Tuesday. Meet me at J9. Don't be surprised if I don't show up. I can't
I'm at
find it.
J9. I'm at J9. Dude, you're at the Islanders arena. You're not at MetLife. You're on Long Island. Oh. But so, yeah, I think with free agency, I think people are setting the bar too high. It's not the Mike McCagnon setting the market with Le'Veon Bell at running back and Quincy and CJ Mosley in the same offseason. We're not going to be shopping in the high end. I think you're going to find more scheme fits. I think you're going to find guys that the coaching has scouted out. Like you're seeing it already. Chuck Clark, Isaiah Oliver. You're seeing guys who they have pegged as guys who can play above their market value in our scheme. We've yet to see that on offense. We've had a Tony Adams. We found the Michael Carter. We've gotten other guys all over the defense, right? Quincy Williams, all-pro. We just got to see that now on offense. I think Runyon at guard could be the biggest name we acquire on the line. I really don't think we're going to get names that excite people, but I think it's guys who, if they stay healthy, will be stout, will be good enough. You're not going to have 5 All-Pros across the line. I think Jets fans need to get that out of their head. It should have been out already.
Yeah, hey, man, if we could just have 5 guys line up, 15 of the 17 games, that's so much more important than any name. It really is. You give me 5 consistent guys that play every week that, with the exception of maybe 2 to 3 games where somebody's out or banged up, but for the most part, if we were to make 14, 15 games with the same 5 guys, I mean, that's so much better than what we've had the past, 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. Like, it's not a cop-out when I say this, but my thought is get me 5 guys who are NFL starters. Look at Green Bay. Not one first-round pick on the line. And they went deep into the playoffs, and they were bullying the Cowboys around, running the ball down their throat time and time again. So you don't need Orlando Pace, Zach Martin, a Nick Mangold. You don't need all that. So I just think that people are going to be disappointed, and I think there's going to be public outrage all over Twitter, and you're going to want to avoid the internet. Why didn't we get this guy? Joe's being cheap. His job's on the line. Fire him now. Bring in a general manager. Who cares? I'm telling you now, you're going to see those tweets tomorrow. Not by me. But
every time someone signs, there's going to be a portion of the Jet fan base that wanted that guy that's going to be screaming and yelling for JD's head on a platter. Let me tell you something. I went into Twitter spaces of other teams. I went into some of the YouTube shows from other content providers for other NFL teams. And a lot of them are listing the same guys that we're listing. So you have to understand, we're not the only team looking at these free agents to fill spots for us. The other fan bases and the other teams, they're talking about it too. And they're saying the same thing we say. Oh, we just got to sign this guy from so-and-so. Guys, you have to remember there's 30 plus other teams. You're not going to get every guy you want. So and people forget that.
All right. You ready in the back? You ready? All right.
Like you ready in the back?
I couldn't get through your introduction. At some point tonight, I'm going to get through your introduction, but I got choked up. This next guy when I knew I needed to get sober, I remember sitting in Ford's Park last February on the first base stands in a breezy winter day, and he talked to me for almost an hour. And he was very influential to me. And and showed me the love and wisdom and knowledge that I needed to get on this path that I'm on. And I will never forget that conversation. As much as this motherfucker throws me under the bus when he's on air, I am going to praise him. And I know he's going to come on and curse me out right now, which is perfectly fitting for our relationship. But I'm going to bring in someone you all know and love who has a lot in common with me, because he also cannot fucking stand Jeremy. Here he is, the one and only Green Bean. What's up, bro?
You're so right. I can't believe I have to share the screen with him again. It's like it's ridiculous at this point. Look how red. How you doing, man?
Here,
Thank
let's
you.
let's make this
that's
better.
So much better. I feel nice. That's good. I'm feeling
Thank
red
you.
tonight.
I know I thanked you when we came out for the Charger game.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Hey,
everything.
dude.
And
Look, you're
good shit.
I appreciate that. Yeah, man. And I appreciate you, man. But this is what we do. There was a time, Nick, when I was fucking not too far from that stadium where I was sleeping in a hallway, buddy. So I know it all too well. And yeah, I'm due a year. It's crazy. Are we talking about that? Does everybody know this is a year?
Yeah.
It's the toughest year to get. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Although year 1 to 2, they say is twice as hard. So be careful.
I am. Listen, I saw something on Sober Motivation on Instagram, and it was a clip from Robert Downey Jr. when he was on Oprah, and about how tough it was being sober. And what he said, I related to greatly. And he said, being sober is easy. The toughest part was deciding. The toughest part was finally putting your foot down, saying, I had enough. And when we talked, I knew I had enough. I didn't know how to go about it. And that talk with you put me on a path where I needed to go. I have it right here with me. I keep it with me. This is when I checked into detox in the emergency room at Bergen Regional, which is now some other name.
What's it, dude? That was actually my second detox ever. We used to call it Bergen Pines back then.
Okay.
Before it was Bergen.
And it's
Regional.
not Bergen. It's like Mount something. I'd have to look it up.
Mount Airy Lodge now, I heard.
Yeah, it's some crazy name. But it's not Bergen Regional anymore. But it's
still the same place though.
Yeah. It serves a purpose, right? It put me on the path.
That's right. You know how many people? I mean, it's got to be in the hundreds of thousands that have walked into those exact same doors. Most walk. I've gone in there. I've been left there at night. Like I went to an NA meeting one night, and I was crying. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to. I was doing that whole thing. So they said, "You know what, buddy? We're gonna help you." And after they all gathered around me. They took me for a cup of coffee. We got a fucking bran muffin or whatever, and then we went. That night, they drove me up to Bergen Regional, which is in the middle of East Vancouver. I had no car or anything. They dropped me off and said, hey, you have any money on you? And I said, yeah. And they said, it's really a good idea if you give us your money, let us hold it for you so you're not tempted to leave. I'm like, I just met you guys. Like, we get it, but we're just recommending that you'd give us your. I said, yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. I said, I'm here. I'm staying. I don't have a car and all that. I fell asleep in the emergency room bed. I woke up 4 hours later. I walked up to the lady. I said, hey, I'd like to go. She goes, okay. I said, goodbye. And I walked out and I hitchhiked down 17 and the whole thing. I was in Newark within an hour. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so yeah. It just doesn't it. So when you're not ready, you're just not ready. But yeah, man. Anyway, it's an amazing place, dude. It serves its purpose, like you said. Bran muffin. I know.
Yeah. Wild Wave, thank you, brother. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yes, many, many more. And thank you for your support always, man. Any show I do, any Twitter conversation, man, you're always there. You are you're a great supporter and becoming a good friend, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. And thank you everyone in the chat. So coincidence, I don't know if you know this yet. I'll tell you now. Some of the people in the chat know. You have a trucker hat on.
I do.
You want to see how crazy life is?
Yes.
A year ago, we spoke. I had no idea where the fuck I was going to be. I had no idea what path I was going to be on. I just completed a week of CDL training, and Thursday I go for my air brake endorsement. I will be on a bus on St. Patrick's Day to Richmond, Virginia, to train, sponsored by Swift, for 3 weeks, and then I'll be on the road with Swift for a year over the road. So it's crazy that you're the one that has the trucker hat on, where a year ago I didn't know where I'd be.
And that when's the last time you saw me in a trucker hat?
I saw it the other day, and I couldn't wait to talk about it tonight. And
I'm
thrilled that you put it on. This is not planned. You just put it on. Like,
no, I just
see what I'm talking about
funny.
with signs.
I'll tell you exactly why it's on too. From my end, that's the real reason it's on, right? But from my end, I was walking out. I needed to go to the gas station to get these stupid things, right, before your show, which is why I came like right at 9, right? So I walked out, and my hair, like, I didn't realize it, but I saw myself it looked like this. So I was like, I saw myself in the reflection of the door. When I was walking out, like the glass, I was like, ooh. And I just walked in, reached, and grabbed the first hat, which is usually Jets hats, but this is my Tribe Called Quest hat. But yeah, it was just the first hat right there, and that's why it's even on my head in the first, from my end. That's why the universe had me do all that to be here to do the confirm you're awesome. What an awesome thing. How long are you going to be in Richmond?
I'm going to be there for 3 weeks.
Dude, I live an hour from Richmond.
My weekends are free. If you're free,
let's meet
up for lunch or something. Yeah,
absolutely, dude.
Hey,
I'm gonna be on the
you'll lose 3 pounds. You'll lose 3 pounds if you have lunch with Green Bean. He'll walk you 3 miles before you.
That's right. That's right. You know what though? That was planned. I did that on purpose to Jeremy. That's what really happened. I'm like,
I can picture him having a fucking panic attack. Wow, where are we? Where is this place? What are we doing? I can picture him losing his goddamn mind. Is this the place?
You know what?
No, Jeremy, that's somebody's house.
He was actually cool because the sad part about it was his wife was with us. So like I hadn't been to Richmond in like 2 years. I shit you not, if not more, like 3 years. I used to be there once a week. I had all these stops. I was a marketer. I had to do all these things. And I'm like, yeah. I didn't even look. I'm like, we're going to go to this place right over here. And I was so confident. I knew exactly where I was. We park and we get out and I'm just walking him. I felt so bad. Not for Jeremy. I couldn't have cared less, but it was his wife.
No.
We ended up eating great barbecue that day.
But that was the first place we went to. We went to a place. We had the hours wrong. So they were like, they open in an hour. We're like, we're not waiting an hour. So we went and walked around Richmond like idiots and then came right back to the same spot and ate there. It was good though. But yeah, we'll hook up, Nick. I'll come see you.
Cool. I'll text you. Little breaking news, not Jet related. I mean, it could be domino effect, the Jets. Kendrick Bourne is re-signing a 3-year deal worth up to $33 million to stay with the Patriots.
11
Zach
million.
Rosenblatt tweeted it and saying sets the market high at wide receiver, not ideal for the Jets. So I do want to talk a little bit. Well, it does true, right? Like if you're paying $11 million a year for Bourne, Ridley's going to go, I think, well over 20. I think we're out of that market. Bean, you and me have been on the same guy. Jeremy, no, I've been since October, November. Curtis Samuel has been my guy. I call him a poor man's Debo with the reverses, the wide receiver screens. I feel that he's always getting extra yardage and getting through like weak little arm tackles. I would love to give him a two-year deal for maybe 2022 and say, hey, play 2 years with Aaron Rodgers. You'll be 29 years old. You can go hit the market and get one other big deal. Come maximize your value for 2 years. Be a Jet. Play with A-Rod. Be the number 2 to Garrett Wilson. And just go make bank on your last deal. What do you think?
Yeah.
I know you like him.
Well, it's funny that you say you're trying to make me think he's my guy, but he's not my guy, Nick. I don't know how you remember.
I've heard you mention him.
I have mentioned him, but my guy is Tyler Boyd. I think that we got to stop playing games and we should just go get Tyler Boyd. He's the best of the bunch. He's been a wide receiver too. He's a professional wide receiver too. And that, but I do like Curtis Samuel. And I think he missed some games last year though, right? Didn't he? Or something like that. But anyway, look, so I'm looking at his stats now. Yeah, dude, he's a solid guy. I think you make a good point though. Like some of the allure with us should be like, dude, we got Brees Hall, we got Garrett Wilson. It's going to free up a lot of the opportunity for you. And we got Aaron Rodgers. He's going to laser dot that shit right to your numbers, and you're going to have a great year, man. And right, if you sign him for 2 or whatever, you can still get another contract after this. But yeah, man, I would be delighted with Curtis Samuel. I really want Tyler Boyd. I hope that's their guy. It never is. The Jets never, ever go for the guy I want in free agency, except Blake and Tomlinson, which is, I'll tell you. But yeah, but I mean, if they came away, Kendrick Bourne, I would have been like, okay, you know what I mean? But I didn't really want Kendrick Bourne, you know?
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel, I would be happy with. I would be very happy with. But I would really want them to go get Tyler Boyd. But yeah, your point that you make makes sense too with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you go watch his highlights, and I feel that you're watching, like I said, a poor man's Debo. It's slants over the middle with a lot of yak afterwards, wide receiver screens where he gets through the cornerback arm tackles, reverses, just a guy that I think in the slot would be amazing. You know, he had a couple touchdown passes, quick little slants, getting right into the open. Rodgers puts Sam Howell's putting it on his chest. You know, Rodgers is gonna with these quick reads.
Which, by the way, I would be ecstatic if the Jets went and threw a 4th round pick. If we're going to use one of our 4th round picks on a young quarterback, I would love it to be Sam Howell. Dude, right?
Been saying it forever.
Dude, you think anybody who complains about it one way is just, I mean, they're not seeing the light. They're not seeing reality. He's a 5th round pick, if I remember correctly, right? You guys, you know, right? He's a fifth. You got a fifth. What 4th and 5th round quarterbacks ever do anything? Yeah, I mean, they're 1 in a million. You got Kirk Cousins. He was a 4th, I think. Maybe he was a 3rd. I forget. But like
Third,
guys in the 4th, 5th, 6th. Tom Brady, 1. You know, it's like it happens once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
The fact that he's a 5th round pick that already has shown you what he has. And look, up to week 10, he was like, what, 17 touchdowns, 8 picks.
He was leading the league in yardage at one point.
17 touchdowns, 9 picks, 92 quarterback rating.
Yeah, I mean, for a 5th round pick, a rookie, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. So I would love to do that. If you can get him for a 4th round pick, I say do that all day. I would be delighted if they pulled that together. And then, go get Curtis Samuel. Bring over some skins or whatever they are now. Commanders. Yeah.
You could say here. I don't. We do not acknowledge Commanders on this channel. So anyone else that you're looking as a target? And I don't know if you heard this take earlier before you came on. I know you were running around. I think Jets fans need to lower their expectations because I don't think we're going big game hunting. We don't have the money right now. We could do a couple moves. I don't want to extend CJ. I don't want to extend JFM. You could restructure Quinn and open up. I think they got moves they could do if it calls for it, but they don't want to do that move unless they have to. You know what I mean? Like to make something happen. Is there anyone that you're looking at and said, I got to have this guy as a Jet?
Tyler Boyd. That's my number one guy. Yeah, it really is, man. It's like, I just think, look, he was wide receiver 3 last year. Each of the other 2, T. Higgins and Chase, had 1,000 plus, and he comes in with 67 receptions for 670 yards, 2 touchdowns. His average, listen to this though. His average reception is 5.5 yards of reception. Everybody goes, "Oh, that's so low." You know why that is? Because he's the 3rd down guy. He's the guy when it's 3rd and 6, 3rd and 4. He's the guy that they're throwing to a quick ball to, that he's just getting the first down. He's that guy. He's the possession guy. He's the guy when the other ones are covered, they dump it to him. He's got great 67 receptions, dude. So anyway, I would love to see that kind of a guy brought in, then use our 3rd round pick on Malik Washington or Xavier Worthy, one of those guys. I think would be a fantastic move. But I mean, the offensive line's the key. But Tyler Boyd's going to be about $8 million. He's not going to be $20 million. Like, I don't think we're getting Calvin Ridley. I don't like what you said I don't disagree, but I hate the fact that we might have to swallow a reality pill and realize that we're not going to do all the things that we want to do. Connor Hughes just put out a tweet today. Did you see it? I think it was today. He said, the Jets will not spend big in free agency, and here's why. And then you click on it, and it's Joe Douglas. Did you see that?
Yeah, but it makes no sense. It makes no sense because Joe Douglas has done big moves.
What'd you say, Jeremy?
I said that it makes no sense because what I said to that before was that they're acting like, oh, he's going to stick to the plan. The plan in the last 3 years have included a lot of big moves. Aaron Rodgers was a big move.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Laken Tomlinson.
Yeah, but look at his what is this, the fifth free agency period he'll have, or fourth?
Yeah.
What's the biggest move he did? I mean, obviously Aaron Rodgers, that was a trade. The biggest signing he did was Laken Tomlinson. Everything else has been middle of the range, middle of the road.
Sure.
So that's the kind of thing, it's like to think that somehow he's just going to go out there and pull in, Calvin Ridley and all the guys that we want. It's just
ridiculous.
Probably going to be disappointing.
He's not doing Mike McCagnon. He's not resetting the market at several positions like he did that one year with Bell and Mosley. Bean, I know I got another guest I'm going to bring in. I know you were crunched for time. You are welcome to hang out if you want to. It's up to you.
Yeah,
I know you said Sunday night.
I'll hang for a few more minutes. Right. I was going to give it 20 minutes or so. So yeah,
well, okay. Well, this guest is annoying. You might want to leave. He's annoying, but okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I did plan this poorly. I know this is somebody that you have no interest in talking to or being around. See, he's got the brush too. I got mine right here. Jeremy was picking on me earlier. There we go. What do you know, you bald-headed bastard? You know nothing.
You got a roundy? Is that what you got?
Yeah, of course I got the roundy.
Right, you got to have the roundy because I got calyx, so I got to.
When it starts to curl, you got to straighten that shit back out.
You got to straighten it out, buddy. You got to twirl that shit.
The only thing that curls on Jeremy is his toes when he sees fucking chicken cutlets.
That's right, when he sees falafel.
All right, our next guest is the only guy that I'm aware of in Jet content creator land that is taller than me. Let's bring in the great Matthew O'Leary.
Oh, look at this.
What's going on, guys? How are we this nice Sunday evening?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us, man. It's an honor to have you back on the show.
Absolutely. Excited to be back on and happy to talk some Jets free agency stuff.
Thomas Cahill coming with a super chat. Thank you, Tom. I'm preparing for major disappointment here. I hope I'm wrong. Matt, give us your thoughts. We were kind of covering that a bit. I know you're in the back for a minute. Give us your thoughts on where you're at. 12 or 15 hours ahead of the tampering period.
So I don't know if Joe Douglas is going to go out there and sign like every big free agent at each position of need. Like I always kind of thought that was maybe a little bit unrealistic, but I do think that he's still going to add. Like, I don't think this means like, I know you guys were talking about the Connor Hughes story. Like, I don't think this means he's just going to ignore offensive line and wide receiver. I think he's going to look for the right deals. And, hopefully the Jets change their luck a little bit in free agency. Unfortunately, like DJ Reed and Tyler Conklin's been the two biggest hits. There's been a lot of, unfortunate swings and misses in free agency. So, the Jets have their work cut out for them. I think they'll spend, but hopefully they do it in a way where it's not like, hey, we're going to blow our load all on this one thing early on. Instead, they kind of spread it around and plug a bunch of holes here.
Agreed. You got a bargain bin shop. You're going to find guys. We know they can do it on defense, right? Chuck Clark today, Isaiah Oliver. And if we learned anything from the Philadelphia game this year, I trust these coaches and this front office to go find cornerbacks who can come in and contribute in a big moment, right? Isaiah Oliver's got, I think, 44 starts in his career. It's not a guy you're labeling cornerback 1, 2, or 3. But if you need a Philadelphia game and you got to put in a spot starter, it's somebody you have a little bit more trust in than what we had. Craig James, and who was the other one last year? I don't even remember the Philly game. Who was the other starter?
Yeah, Bryce Hall played in that game too, no?
That's right.
Correct.
It's going to be so
I think
sad.
It's somebody
my
that
boy.
Yeah, I know. But
this was the nail in the coffin. I was saying it, today I said it we have a thread going, and I was saying it today. I record my podcast on Sundays for a Monday release. This is every year. This is the toughest one to do because as you're saying stuff, shit's coming down the pike. I literally was talking about Chuck Clark. I think here's why I think we should Chuck Clark resign. I'm like, scratch that. Like, take that shit out. But it's like I was talking about Bryce Hall, and then I'm like, I don't think they're gonna resign him, but here's why. And then we signed this guy. I'm like, there's the nail. I didn't think they were gonna do it before they bring him on. And now I mean, it just doesn't look good, even though this is more of a nickel guy, you know, an inside guy. It just doesn't look good. They like Eccles more than Bryce Hall, and now we got this guy, and I don't know. Bryce should go get a chance to start anyway. If I'm being a human, you know what I mean? I think he deserves it, but I'm sad nonetheless.
I think he's going to work out great on a team that plays man because year one we played man, and he was our cornerback one in the man scheme, and then we brought in Salah and we switched over to the zone, and that's when he kind of fell out of their good graces, right?
Right.
Daniel, thank you for the super chat. What a good fucking crew. You're right. What a good fucking crew. I appreciate you guys for joining me today.
Yeah.
And
I wanted to say something. There was a few people in there asking earlier, like, why I look different. It's I don't have glasses on. I forgot them. I can't even see, dude. Like the lights, I don't know what it is. I mean, you see how dark I made it? I was like, I'm blind. I can't read. Everything's blurry. The fuck is happening? That's what it is. I got a trucker's cap on and no glasses. I'm like, I don't know. It's Sunday night, man. I don't know what's going on.
I just before you leave, I do need one breaker 19 from you.
Oh, no problem, man. breaker 19 for radio check.
Is Green Bean coming in on the ones and twos?
That's right, dude. I used to live off the CB, dude. I was a trucker for a bit. So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'm gonna bounce out of here. You guys are the best. Nick, heartfelt congratulations on 1 year of sobriety, my friend. Nights and weekends included, everybody. That's the big difference. Nick's done shit like this before, but the weekends didn't count. This time, the weekends are included. So I'm proud of you, my friend. Sincerely from my heart. And
I appreciate that. And
yeah, it's good to see you, Jeremy. And Matt, what a nice surprise. I'm glad I hung out for a minute. That was good. I don't know who I was expecting. I was like, who the hell could they be talking about? But anyway, have a good night, guys, and good night to the chat.
Thank you.
And happy free agency eve, everybody. Let's see what we do. We'll have a good time.
Thanks again, buddy. Thank you for all your support off air too, brother. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You bet, man. I'll see you guys later.
All right, Pika. Daniel, thank you for the super chat. Now this is coming in, and Johnny makes me read things when he gives a super chat that I do not want to read, but I have to because it's a super chat. Now, anyone who knows me knows the second and third thing are going to make my fucking skin crawl. Johnny comes in with a super chat and says, go Jets, go Knicks, go Mets. Happy 1 year. So, Johnny, thank you. That middle part is gibberish. It's Hebrew, Jeremy. I'm gonna have you read that next time, all right, pal?
It's the METS, New York Mets of New York Town.
Nice. Oh, Knob, thank you, brother. You're about to clap more super chat stacks than JD is going to spend this week. Congratulations on your first year. Keep pissing excellence. Big ups. Knob, thank you, brother. And awesome. Knob has updated his YouTube profile picture. I always love when to see what he's got. So, Matt, where are you at? Let's what are you looking forward to? Who are you thinking we have to get? And who are you thinking we are realistically going to end up with?
So I think they're going to make a really strong push for Tyron Smith. I don't know if he ends up coming here, though. I think my prediction is he's going to end up signing with the Chiefs and be their left tackle. But I do think like that's a name where we find out tomorrow, like, oh, the Jets were in on him and it was between the Jets and the Chiefs. And he just decides to go there. I'm hoping
the Chiefs give him like $6 million and like, we could have paid him more. Like, yeah, he wanted a ring. The selling point that we have, you're 33, you're near the end of your career, all the money you can make off the field and after your career is over, come to New York. But now Good Morning Football is going to LA, so we lose that.
Exactly. So
that was a nice little like nugget about coming to New York. You're right across the river from Good Morning Football. But they're moving.
That would have been a good one to sell with. So I think they pursue him hard. I don't think they end up getting him. I'd really like Onwenu, I think, just because he could play so many different positions. Like you could play him at right guard or right tackle, and then that kind of leaves the door open for AVT. They play him wherever he's comfortable at. If they'd prefer AVT at guard and Onwenu at tackle, you do that. If you prefer Onwenu at guard and AVT at tackle, do it that way. Like I'm good with the position flexibility. And compared to like some of these other guys, like I don't know how you guys really feel, but I think Jonah Williams is someone who's going to get paid, and I don't know if he's going to necessarily be worth it. I think he's maybe average at best, but going to get paid like a high-end starter. And I just hope that's not the route that they go. I'd rather them take a swing if they're going to go with a bigger fish with a guy like Onwenu.
All right. I think a guy that we land on, and it's a coincidence of where he's from, but it's somebody who's stout. And that's the word I keep using for the offensive linemen. Like, we're not going to get all elite guys. We're going to get stout guys. Runyon from Green Bay.
Okay.
I just think that's a guy that we end up with that will settle on because we get priced out because these other linemen get paid so goddamn much that we're going to have to then give that money we planned on to other guys.
Yeah, but I'm good with him coming in and starting at right guard, especially at what he's probably going to get. What do you think he gets? $6 million a year at most? Like, I don't think he's going to get crazy money there.
That. Dom coming in, Dom C. A lot of chatter about Myco to the Tennessee Titans picking up steam.
Oof.
Yeah, he's going to be – they got a lot of money to spend too. I think they're top 4 in cap money. So when we're at $26 million, I think, going into tomorrow, even less now after the small signings that we did today, you're not shooting your load on one guy. You got to get a kicker, a punter. You got to get a lot. So I think it's going to be a lot of bargain bin. It's going to be the CD rack up by the register at ShopRite where you're just going through like, oh, I remember this movie. I'll get this. Yeah, I think it's going to be some of that.
Remember, we still got 3 days of the tethering period, so do restructures that take no effort at all. So there's a good like $40 million if we really want to clear, we can.
Yeah, I think they got those aces up their sleeve and they're waiting to use them if they need to, but they don't want to kick the JFM can or the CJ Mosley can unless they absolutely find it necessary and say, this is a guy that makes it worth it, right? It's going to be a 2-tiered move. All right, Chaos, I see you.
I'm with you on that one. I think they eventually have to do that though to create more space. Or I'd also be open to extending DJ Reed because that frees up some money for you as well this year. So there's ways for them to get more if they really want it.
I'm going to throw my take at you with DJ Reed. I don't think they touch his deal because you are less than a year away from Sauce being eligible to have the biggest contract ever for a cornerback. I would rather commit to Michael Carter because I think it's easier to replace Reed than it is to find someone to replace Carter. And that's no knock on Reed. It's just we're not going to have a $20 million plus cornerback on one side, an $8 million slot guy, and then another $15 million guy on the other side. So I just think it's a numbers game, and Reed is on the short end of the stick. That's not
Wait a second, guys. There's something we might be overlooking here. I know this could be a negative in the sense of, Tennessee's talking to this guy. If he goes to Tennessee, does that mean that maybe Tennessee doesn't take a tackle with their draft pick? Does that mean somebody can slip to us?
I think they need multiple. Their line has been so bad, right? They've lost Jack Conklin. They've lost the guy who just retired either last year or the year before, Tyler Lewan.
Yeah, Taylor Lewan.
And they lost Conklin. I think they double dip. I think they just build it up. I don't think that takes them out of a tackle at 8 or 7.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it depends on what they want to do with Skoronski too, who they took last year. I mean, he played guard for them last year, but I don't know if they want to move him out to tackle, if they'd rather keep him inside. If I had to guess, I think they probably go tackle, but I don't think it's out of the question for them to go with a wide receiver either. So they need playmakers as well, but we'll see what they do. I would guess offensive tackle though for them.
All right. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Jeremy, you got any questions for Matt? I know You don't talk to him enough during the week as it is.
No,
We're never-
Nick, you'd be. I'm sure you know very well. Jeremy, not a big texter. He doesn't really reach out a whole lot, so you don't hear from him much during the week.
No, but when you do, it's like CM Punk with the pipe bomb.
I'm teasing. I love getting the text message and the memes from Jeremy. Big meme guy.
the big meme. I send Matt a lot of Instagram stuff, like funny videos and stuff on Instagram, and yeah. But he actually replies to each one I send him.
He does. I send Matt shit too. Not too much because I'm sure his inbox is full with fans. But I'll send him some of the I'll send him the A material. Like you get the D material that like I chuckle to myself too. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna make Jeremy waste time and watch this too if I watched it. But with
Jeremy
Matt,
has
I'm like, it's got to be good if I'm sending it to Matt.
Sometimes they're hit or miss. I get the A's, sometimes I get the D minuses, but I watch them all. That Jeremy sends. Sometimes it's like I'm not on my phone for a little bit. I got to scroll through like 3 or 4, but I go through and I watch after the fact.
That's funny.
You know what he does to me? He will resend me shit that I sent him like a week ago.
Oh, the classic.
And I'm like, but it took me 10 of them before I figured it out that it was a fucking gag. And I'm like, this fucking idiot. I'm like, I just sent this to him. And then one day I called him out on it and he's laughing like he was now on the phone. So it played very well. He couldn't control his laughter.
I just wanted to see what he was going to figure it out that I would shoot I was shooting it back to him.
Mess. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat and the kind words, man. I will. That's why I put my story out there. I don't want to ever let, my loved ones, you guys down. And I also want to thank everyone here in the chat because I just had hit 50 people watching the stream for the first time. So thank you, everybody. I'm giving all credit to Matt and Green Bean. It has nothing to do with me and Jeremy. So thank you, guys. You guys are the faces of the show tonight. Jeremy is obviously not the face of anything except the back of a milk carton or a wanted poster at a U.S. Postal Service.
Milk carton.
Do not let this man into a Chick-fil-A. He stole 5 boxes of special sauce.
Will do damage.
They will have no Polynesian sauce left if you let me into a Chick-fil-A.
But Mess, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. That was very kind of you. And then everybody. I can't get all the comments up there tonight, but thank you to all. Matt, you doing a show tomorrow? I had someone else lined up for 9:30. And they're stuck out on the road right now, and they can't get in. So you're welcome to hang out to the 9:45 time slot or whatever. It's up to you. Are you doing a show tomorrow? I was thinking about going on in the middle of the day for like the tampering period.
Yeah, I'm gonna be live for a few hours. I did that last year with Rogers. I definitely did it throughout that week. But yeah, I'll pop on probably around noon. I think for a little bit I'll pop on. And yeah, we kind of just play it by ear. It's a little more casual for the week of free agency tampering period. Hang out for a couple hours. If anything happens, it happens. If not, kind of just talk with the chat and see where it goes.
Gotcha.
Just make sure that you guys are texting me updates for the earlier part of the day because I'm going to be driving. So hopefully I'm going to make it return my car by 12 and be in a position where I can follow what's going on.
I'll make sure to while I'm live and talk to the audience. Hang on, pause. I got to text Jeremy. The Jets just signed player X.
Exactly.
Oh no,
Matt, priority list.
Matt, we will have a plan of action off air that we will discuss. We will make this egghead change lanes. What the hell just happened? Jocelyn's yelling at him. The Jets just hired Bill Belichick as the defensive coordinator. I just fuck with him the entire time. Jocelyn has to read him the text.
Oh, too good.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll check that out then. I won't go on if you're going on, but I'll hopefully something happens.
I hope so.
Hopefully, and hopefully, unlike Anthony Barr, it sticks till Wednesday.
Yeah, that was an all-timer. But I was gonna say, I think if I remember correctly, last year day one of free agency was pretty slow for the Jets. I don't think they signed Lazard. Lazard was like their first bigger one, and that was day 2, if I remember correct.
I think so. I think so because I remember the pandemonium about that we weren't bringing anyone in.
Yeah, it's always,
I'm avoiding Twitter. Like, it's text message, and if I get tweet alerts from Rappaport, Garofalo, Schefter, I'll just push it over to the chats. And like, I'm not going on Twitter with everybody retweeting it. Why is Joe Douglas not doing this? And I can't.
It feels like we're at each other's throats right now. On the old Bird app, it's not the best of times.
No, it's the fuse is lit. Like, it's the fuse is lit, and you're just waiting for the first signing. Tyron Smith to the Chiefs is gonna make people lose their goddamn minds. I said it the other day with Adam on Thursday night on my channel, and I was like, "What are you gonna do? Like, they don't have tackles. If you're Tyron Smith, you want a ring. You've been paid. You've had the top contract a couple years ago for a tackle. Now you want a ring. Are you gonna? What are we gonna do? We're gonna shame him or shame Joe Douglas if he says, I'm gonna take a 2-year deal for $14 million to go to Kansas City. You're gonna be like, all right, he's ring hunting.
Yeah, how are you gonna blame the guy? I mean, he's played, however, 12 years in Dallas, hasn't made it to an NFC title game yet. Like, I have no beef with anyone who's trying later on in their career, like, to go to a team like that and compete for a championship.
Yeah, and Kansas City's won championships without a tackle. So even if he gets hurt, they'll win it, and he still gets the ring. So he doesn't even have to be healthy to get the ring.
It's true.
What's your thoughts on wide receiver?
I heard Green Bean talking about his guy Tyler Boyd. I'd be in on that. I don't think he's going to be crazy costly. He's a slot guy though, so it depends on what they want to do with Garrett. If they're really dead set on getting him inside more, then maybe they won't bring in a guy like Boyd and they'll look for a bigger name guy. But I think Ridley's going to get like $20+ million, and I don't know if the Jets are going to be in on that. I just don't want them to come away and be like, we're going to sign Odell Beckham and run Odell, Lazard, and Garrett Wilson as like their starting trio and 11 personnel and think that's enough. I hope that they would go for a little bit of a bigger swing. And I think to fill wide receiver 2 might have to be trade. Deontay Johnson, Cortland Sutton, a name like that. I think, get creative with, one of your day 3 picks and add a wide receiver 3 in free agency. I know you're big on Curtis Samuel. I don't love that as a number 2, but as a third option, sure. Yeah, sign me up for that.
Yeah, that's with taking away. I'm big on a weapon in the first round.
Johnny Jimenez thinks that we should just get back Berrios.
Oof.
And he thinks that that's all we need is to bring back Berrios. That's what he said.
Is he bringing the girlfriend from Miami with him? Because I could be swayed.
He's from Jersey originally, I believe.
Is he?
No, the girlfriend. Yeah. She's from Jersey originally, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what Johnny Ramirez wants. He says we don't even have to make any other moves if we just bring in Berrios.
Oh yeah, Johnny. Nice. I love when you do that to people. I hated when you would do it to me, but I love when you do it to other people. That's my favorite little gag that you do when people can't defend themselves and he just throws them under the bus like that. And now the chat assaults somebody. It's my favorite subtle Jeremy jab. But I hate it. If I'm in the car and I'm watching it, you know what Nick texted me today? And then boom.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
I'm hoping we can get somebody who is capable of starting a tackle, because I think the worst thing to happen for us is to go into the draft and the entire NFL knows the Jets have to take a tackle, because now it's leapfrog season, right?
Yeah. No, you're 100% right with that. I just don't know how the Jets are going to be in a spot with only free agency to guarantee like that they're either not going to go tackle or that they're good at tackle. You know what I mean? Like, it's filling 3 new starters on the offensive line. And I was fine with them cutting Lakin, by the way. This is not like they should have kept Lakin Tomlinson, but in order to fill those 3 spots, I think one of them is going to have to come in the first round.
Yeah. My dream scenario is trade back from 10, somewhere between the Colts at 15 and 20 with the Steelers, get a 2. take the best available player. I am huge. I know people are not going to like this. Guys in the chat may know this already. I'm huge on taking Byron Murphy and putting him next to Quinnen Williams, and then take that 2 and a 4 and move up as far as you can to get either the lineman Guyton or the kid from BYU or Barton from Duke. Go get the best lineman you can by moving up, and now you still have your 3, where somebody like Beebe or Haynes, and you want to take the 3 and the 4 and move up again, do it. But I think Joe can maneuver in this draft, move back once, and now you can use those 4s to help you move up and acquire more bodies. Because I think, it's not just me, everyone has said it, the heart of this draft is in round 2 and early 3. And if we can somehow get into that twice, I think that's a masterclass, an Ozzie Newsome way of running the draft, right? Move back once and then take the assets you get to jump when you pinpoint that's our guy.
I'm with you there in the sense that they could move around the draft a lot. They have 8 picks. I would be shocked if they just stuck and picked 8 times in this draft. The Jets aren't in a spot really where they need like 8 rookies on this roster. Like, they can move around a little bit if they end up picking 5 guys, but it's in the earlier parts of the draft. I think that's better off. I like Byron Murphy. I don't think that's the direction I'd like to see the Jets go. In the move back scenario, a guy that I really like that I've been watching a lot recently is Troy Fontenot. I think he's definitely, with how he tested, I think he's going to play tackle at the next level. I know some thought maybe he'd be a guard, but in a move back spot, if you lose out on like Fuaga and Fashanu and you land him in a 2nd round pick, and then like could grab Ricky Pearsall or something like that, the receiver out of Florida, I think you're cooking a little bit.
Okay. All right. I like it. I think we can do so much if the 3 receivers are gone. I think we need to move, because if once Alt is gone, I think there's a pack of tackles, and I don't think you have to stay at 10 to get the 2nd tackle when you could, if you get an offer, move back and get a similar tackle and gain another, lottery ticket in the draft.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to move back this year, especially when you don't have the 2nd. So we'll see if Douglas does it. He hasn't yet in the 1st round, but could be the year to do it.
And Jeremy, just because I haven't told you in a while, you suck. Matt, do you know this answer? Did Corey Davis, when he stepped away last year, that was his last year? He's technically a free agent if he comes back to the NFL. That contract doesn't resume, right?
Yeah, no, that contract wouldn't resume. So he'd be a free agent.
He's off the books. He's free. It's not a guarantee. If he comes back, he comes to us.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, okay. I don't think he would get crazy money in free agency. Like, that's a 1-year flyer, especially being away from the game. I'm like, the Jets couldn't sign Corey Davis and be like, okay, we found our number 2 wide receiver and be fine. But if they brought him back on a 1-year deal for like $4 or $5 million and wanted it to have him compete for a roster spot as like a 4th receiver on the depth chart, that's not bad.
And then what? We would trade him to Kansas City in October, and he catches the game-winning touchdown.
Probably. This is how this goes.
The Hardman contract, right? 1 year, 5 or 6.
Yeah, 1 year, 5 or 6. Trade him away. He's in because Kadarius Toney's a moron, and
he's got to get the diamond chain that says Davis.
Yep. Oh God.
So, what do you got going on other than I know you're a big hockey guy. I'm not a hockey guy. I never.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Never get into it.
Islanders on the West Coast tonight, so I have the game on in the background. They're winning 3-1 and going into the 3rd period, so I'm satisfied right now.
Okay. And how are they in the playoff race?
If they win today, they will be back in a playoff spot. It's a fight between them and Philly, Tampa Bay, and Detroit for like the last few spots. There's 20 games to go. They're 2 points out of a playoff spot right now, but if they win today, then they would get a tiebreaker over Detroit, and that would put them in. So they're in the mix, but not like in a definite seeded position.
Okay. Well, Matt, it is always a pleasure to have you. I love talking football with you. You are a legend in the Jet content creator community, and I just want to thank you for coming on air and becoming a friend off air too. So we hate Jeremy equally together. We have a passion for making fun of him privately and publicly now too, I guess, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, before I hop out of here, just want to congratulate you on a year of sobriety. That's really awesome and something to be proud of. That's a big, big accomplishment and only the beginning. Keep up the great work, my friend.
Thank you. If I could withstand Aaron Rodgers going down on the 4th play and losing a toe, there ain't fucking nothing in life going to happen. Nothing.
Right. If that happens in your first 365 and you make it through, you should
breeze.
be golden.
It's a breeze. Oh, who passed away? No big deal. Keep it moving. What happened? Oh, we're good. Keep it moving. But thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for joining.
Have a good rest of your night, guys.
Good night.
Later, pal. Well, now we're going to change things up. Matt is a very calm, relaxed, laid-back guy. This next guest has never had any of those adjectives used to describe him. He is the painkiller. Jeremy and I, you will not hear us talk for the next 15 minutes. Well, we're going to have to cap him and cut this guest off. You good? You ready in the back? You ready? This is the man that brought Jeremy and I together. And anyone who's seen him come on the Wednesday night Pride and Chaos show remembers him because we just sat back and let him go on an epic rant. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome in CJ, the painkiller. What's up, brother?
What's going on, gentlemen?
How are you, buddy? Thanks for joining.
How are we today? First off, before we start anything, Nick, I want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Making the 1-year mark for sobriety. That is a huge, huge deal. Very huge accomplishment. I cannot tell you how proud I am of you that you started this journey. You had plenty of reasons to not continue on it. Life has thrown you some curveballs, has pulled its pants down and shit on you, shit in front of you, shit behind you. I mean,
and that was just Jeremy. That was just Jeremy.
Right. We didn't even get to the good stuff yet. But, dude, I just want to say I have never been more proud of you than I am right now with the fact that you've accomplished this major, major milestone. And you know what? Believe it or not, from what you've done, I hope that it will inspire others out there that may be going through a similar situation where you could become the inspiration for somebody to clean their life up or for somebody to take steps to turn their life around. So for that, bravo, my friend.
Thank you. And that's exactly why I put my story out there. People ask me, for those that don't know, between 2016 and 2017, I had 20 months of sobriety until my father had got diagnosed with terminal cancer. He had 12 to 18 months live. And I celebrated that news by going out and getting a 30-pack. And then when that was done, I went out and got another one the same night. So, and then it took me 5 years and 5 months to just realize, hey, dumbass, enough is enough. So I put my story out there, you know, like many do, to show you that it's possible. Because anyone who's drank with me, anyone who's partied with me knows that I was the first one going, the last one going, and would let the party die. So if I can let it die, I can let it go, and I can say enough's enough and I don't need this anymore, anybody can. And for anyone out there watching this, if it's your first time in the stream, thank you. If it's someone who's been here a while, a lot of you guys know how to reach out to me. I'm always there to help anyone. That's my goal in life now is if you're suffering, I'm here to help you. So thank you, CJ. I appreciate those words.
Yeah, and by the way, just to piggyback off of what you said, you're not the only one, because you guys know I'm a big advocate for mental health, and I'm a big advocate for people, you know, just knowing that you are not alone. And there's a reason why I wear this bracelet right here, the Legacy Guardian. This is all from a a small company that's based out of St. Augustine, Florida, called the Till Valhalla Project. And I welcome you guys to go and take a look at it. It does, they have a motto, 22 a day. And basically that's 22 veterans a day lose their lives to suicide. And, for them, 22 a day is too much. And they have a lot of inspirational t-shirts and a lot of inspirational stuff that they put out. I have quite a few of them when I worked with the Air Force. And I still wear them to this day. And it's been helping me out of some of the darkest places. The past 8 months for me has been just an absolute train wreck. But now, I feel like I finally have turned the corner. I'm glad that you're doing well. Jeremy's doing great. Matter of fact, I even had a friend of his reach out to me on Facebook that I'm looking forward to touching base with a little bit later on tonight after the shows are all done. And you know what? Believe it or not, I'm actually optimistic about the New York Jets offseason. Whereas before I was angry, I was pissed off about some of the stuff that Joe Douglas did last year. And you know what? He's got an opportunity now where he could actually go and do some serious damage in the offseason, where we can put a competitive product on the football field that we can all be proud of. So
I'm recording. I've never seen you optimistic, so I'm recording this just in case YouTube goes down. I want proof.
Yeah, because look, I mean, the last couple times that I came up on this show, you guys heard me blow my stack.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
And the thing is that, regardless whether or not your listeners, whether you guys agreed with me or not, as a fan, I still have a rationale to actually be pissed off. But you want to know something? When you actually go and take a look at it, it went from going from being the glass half empty to now actually being the glass half full. Because if you think about it, we got a pretty solid young core. We get a couple good stud offensive linemen, draft a couple good studs that we can put up behind them, give them an opportunity to develop. You got Aaron Rodgers back there. Build a green fucking wall around this man and let him cook. Because honestly, the only thing that's wrong with this team is the offense. And the offense lives or dies with the guys in the trenches. And you guys remember Hard Knocks last year. Robert Saleh put the entire fucking offensive line on blast and saying, that whole same old Jets bullshit? The only way for you guys to make it to make it go away, to get the stink out of the building, is by you guys putting 110% on the field. Yeah. So that wasn't on Garrett Wilson. That wasn't on Aaron Rodgers. That wasn't on Zach Wilson. It wasn't on Breece Hall. It wasn't on fucking Tyler Conklin or CJ Uzomah. The list goes on and on. It all fell on the shoulders. It all started and ended with the offensive line. And you know what? You had guys that came in and busted their asses and tried to do the best they can. Granted, Alan Lazard had a shit year. Randall Cobb had a shit year. You had players on the offensive side of the ball that basically had a shit year. But you want to know something? That year's over. Your new league year starts March 13th at 4 p.m. You have an opportunity to hit that reset button and say, you know what? Last year's gone. Now we look forward. I really wish the Jets would make a t-shirt with the Jets logo and on the back, 3 letters, KFG. Keep fucking going. And that's what they should give out at from the start of training camp. They should give it out to the draftees. Fuck the jerseys. Give them a t-shirt and tell them to spin it around and hold up KFG. All right? You want to make a statement at the draft? Do something like that. Do something radical. Okay, you really want to get the fan base excited? Get the fan base excited by having guys come in and say, you know what? We're going to hold ourselves accountable. We're going to come in. We're going to bust ass. And we are going to bust ass for the fans of New York because they fucking deserve it.
Nice. Awesome. I thought you were going to say GFG to get the fans excited, and that's grow fucking grass.
Listen,
Jeremy,
you want to know something with that whole the whole field turf stuff? I'm actually going to talk about this tonight on in like 5 minutes. I go live on Northeast Streaming Sports on the Roku TV. you guys out there that are in the feeds, if you guys have like 2 TVs or whatever, and you have Roku Live TV, please come and search it. I'm going to try to find a way to see if I can actually steal the stream and put it on Facebook somehow. I'm going to try to figure out a way if I can fuck around with that to get it done. But, again, thank you guys so much for giving me a few minutes. Jeremy, I love you. I know you didn't get to say much except, just make a couple faces over there. But you guys need to come on my show. I did a live YouTube test tonight. It's on the Mission Briefs channel. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe, look it up. It's on there. It's basically just a fuck around video because I wanted to try out the YouTube studio. There's a couple of points on there where I did the screen share and it looked really trippy. So I felt like I was back in the movie Carrie. So,
awesome.
So yeah, it was
because I'm going to be in a hotel in Richmond, Virginia for 3 weeks. I'm going to get my CDL, and after I'm done with class at night, I'm free. Every time you message me, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Friday nights, I'm doing site manager for basketball, so I'm in the gym and I can't hear anything. But I try to watch.
I'm not during the week anymore. Now, like Northeast Streaming Sports gave me the 10 o'clock, the 10 o'clock time slot on Sunday night. So now I do my YouTube show before that from 9 to 10 or from 9 to 9:45. And then at 10 o'clock, I'm going to start on the Roku. So, you'll get like a full hour and a half. It'll just be broken up, but, it'll be good, good, pure, uncensored fun. And CJ just being CJ and, I'm sure the Jets will do something to piss me off, but for right now, you know what? Let's keep fucking going. Let's get this old year over with. Get the new year started. Let Joe Douglas, let him cook. Tell Woody Johnson to shut the fuck up. Put him on a fucking plane to Bermuda or something. Tell him to go to the Bahamas. Tell him to go to Coco. Tell him to take a fucking 10-day cruise. Tell him to go to Alaska. Just shut up, sign the check, let Joe Douglas do his job.
I'm okay with him going back to the UK for a position that he had for 4 years. I'm just saying, not to get political, but it was a good time for the Jets when he was gone. I'm just saying that Woody gone is good for the Jets. That's all. But brother, thank you, Jeremy. Do you want to yell at him for introducing us? Like, do you want to vent at all? Do you want to get some frustration out?
CJ, who told you to have him on your show the same night I was on your show? It's like you slapped a pair of handcuffs on me, and my life's been destroyed ever since.
Listen, let me tell you something. The both of you, when I watch your show, you guys, as much as you guys want to fucking scream and yell at one another, you guys make it work. And I'm proud of the both of you. Because you know what? You guys at one point or another could have just said, fuck this show. I want to do my own stuff, this, that, and the third. But you guys kept at it. And you know what? You got a good following. The fans that follow you, I'm proud of them for sticking with you guys. And you know what? You deserve it. This is the example. This is the example of what you do when you put the hard work in, despite how much it sucks, despite how much there's nothing to talk about, or whether the season's in the shitter and you're trying to find that silver lining somewhere. That's what you do. And you know what? I'm proud of you guys for it. And I'm glad I put the two of you together. I really am.
Thanks, CJ, man. You're the man. We love you, man.
Thank you so much.
I love you guys too. All right, so let me take off. I got about a minute to go get myself set up for Roku. I love you guys.
Hey, man, if you're anything like me, I can accomplish a lot in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm learning. I'm getting
and then
better.
some apologies, and then a whole story about how this never happened before. Thanks, brother.
All right,
it's always
guys,
good to talk to you, man. We'll connect more.
Be good. We'll see you.
Guys, go follow
Later,
CJ. CJ, you get a chance, throw your link in the chat.
Absolutely, I will.
Thanks, bro.
All right, be good.
Yeah, so for those that don't know the story, and not only did I hit one all-time high with tonight's show, I hit two. I had 60 people in the stream for the first time ever. I hit 50 for the first time, and a half an hour later, we hit 60. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I know with the guests and the amount of you here, I can't get a lot of comments on air. But I want to thank everybody for being a part of tonight. Like, I don't want to sound corny, but I'm going to. You're making this gal feel special. Thank you. I'm very honored to have this many of you showing up, knowing what tonight meant to me and my friends who have helped. You good in the back? Give me a thumbs up when you're good. All right, nothing yet. I know he was working out some difficulty earlier. So how's New York? Let's get a little personal conversation while we're waiting. How's your trip out here so far? I know we talked, but we weren't able to do a show Wednesday night. Update everyone. How's your week?
Well, I haven't had a lot of time in the city because we've been, we did a trip to Sullivan County, and now we were home we were back in the city for a day, and now we're, up here in Putnam. But we're going back tomorrow, and we're going to be in the city for 7 straight days. So the few days I had in the city, where the weather was nice, we've already done Central Park a couple of times, Riverside, seeing some old friends, eating some good pizza, going to, doing that stuff. So, we got a big week planned. We're going to be like bouncing around. Like my wife has a lot of people she needs to see, family, her sister, things like that. So her father. So we're going to be bouncing around and doing a lot of stuff and Little Italy and all that good stuff. So I'm excited.
You got to, we'll talk more off air, but we got to get together. Whether I'm here this week, I have doctor appointment tomorrow morning.
Well, I might be in Jersey later in the week, like Hoboken. So let's see if we can, I'll talk to Dom, see if we can work something out.
You will give us the continual transformer, or we will banish you to Hoboken, New Jersey. First person to name that movie in the chat wins. Somebody, come on. The great Ian Ziering.
What's up, Eric Craig? I see Eric Craig out there, Billy SBC.
Yeah, Eric, I replied to you.
Harlan.
I sent you that info, Eric. No, not Spaceballs. Dom checking in. Bride of Dracula. No. You will give us the continual transformer, or we will banish you to Hoboken, New Jersey. Nope, not Spaceballs, not Sharknado. Ian Ziering is the best clue I can give you. Any clue after that? All right, I'll give you another clue. And then, no and then. And then, no and then. I'm shocked. Nobody knows this? Yes, New York Jets super fan. Dude, where's my car? Sultan. All right, there we go. All right, I feel better. Well, if I said Ashton Kutcher or Stifler was in it, I feel that it would give it away. So I'm waiting for my next guest. He's having some difficulty. He can't use his computer. He's trying to get the phone situated. Thank you, Eric. Eric, I'm only here till Sunday. And then I may be out of the home for good. I might move out. So if you can't get it here, you might have to hold on to it for a minute, to be honest with you. Or if you don't think you can get it out and to me by the week's end, let me know, and I'll just give you my son's address, and you can send it to him at that house. And that way, when I come home, I'll definitely go there. So let me know. Message me when you think you can get it out. Jeremy usually messages me when he thinks he can get it in. Hey, now. Hey, there you go. Squeeze them boobelas. You better double check. Ian Ziering was one of the people in that. Hold on. This has to be fact checked immediately.
Oh, here we go.
You good? You good?
Oh, he ain't good.
All right, let me look this real quick. I could have sworn he was one of the guys. Or was it dude who looked like him? Have I been living a lie all these years? All right. Nope, he's gone now. Damn it. Personal filmography. Hold on. I'm going back with this. Am I wrong? Wow. I thought I stand corrected. Holy shit. I apologize to everybody. I always thought Ian Ziering was one of the dudes who were the aliens. I am a dumbass, Yuka. All right, I take it back. Maybe my clue wasn't good, but I did the voice. I suck. I suck. Listen, I'd rather stay sober than get Ian Ziering's filmography right. So if I had to pick between the one of the two, I chose the right one. Yeah, I'm sorry. What is that? The Mandela effect? To me, I always thought he was. So, what? How's your week look? Because maybe I'll just take the train up. I'll just take the train up into Manhattan one day.
We'll talk about. I'll give you because there is some running around, but there'll be some time specifically on the weekend. But we'll see on Thursday. We'll see if we can make Thursday work. It
Yeah,
on
Thursday would be a good day.
Depends on how much time Dom has. So
awesome.
Let's put it all on him. Let's put it all on him.
Yeah, definitely. So what else, man? What? Give me. Where do you think? Let's go a little off topic, off Jets for a minute.
Okay.
Where do you think Russ ends up? Do you think Russ, is it too easy that he goes to Pittsburgh, or is somebody else going to like swoop in? Because I mean, Russ and Cousins got to be the two big names out there, right? Quarterbacks always get the most attention, right? They get the news.
I think the best
What do you
spot
think about
for
those
him.
guys?
I think the best spot for him. I think Pittsburgh's a good spot for anyone. If you have anything left in the tank, if you're trying to revitalize your career, it would be there's reasons why it would be a great spot for him. Pittsburgh is a hardcore defense running football team. They've always have been. So you don't have to do a ton to be a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. Now Ben Roethlisberger was a great quarterback, but they've won without him. They've been really good with very bad quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, even if you look at his numbers, I don't know what people are talking about. It's not like he's been horrible. He just hasn't been the guy he was, and I think part of that was we all knew who his offensive coordinator or his head coach was 2 years ago, his first year in Denver, and we all know that he was adjusting to a new offense last year. You put him in Pittsburgh, you're talking about a running defense. It's a a running offense. It's a power offense. He doesn't have to do as much. He just, you know what I mean? He's going to be put in an easier situation. I think that he could be okay there, and it might be a good move for both teams, but we'll see. It's hard to think, maybe the Raiders possibly.
I think
possibility.
Johnny, I don't get that. I think he goes to the Patriots, I would be sick. Why?
I'm not afraid of the Patriots right now.
We've beaten Russ the last 2 years with an awful team. Like the only 2 wins we've had the last 2 years that are given. I think our only win streak in the NFL is against Denver and Russ. So I would love for him coming in division. What's he going to do? Are you good with audio? Can you hear me? Thumbs down. All right.
People are so worried about the Patriots saying, "Oh, they have a lot of money." Let me tell you something: spending $100 million on free agents doesn't work. It's not like they're going to just buy $100 million. What are they going to do? Buy 4 or 5 guys, and that's suddenly going to work and turn the Patriots around with a brand new head coach? They're in rebuild mode. They don't even have a quarterback right now. So the Patriots are not a team that, any team could show up and prove anybody wrong. But we're not going into the season worried about the Patriots, or we shouldn't be, especially in our division. We got the Buffalo Bills to worry about.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just taking care of some ads. Dean, Johnny, and Scott, I added you guys as moderators for the channel. Thank you. You guys are constantly in here and can keep an eye out. So,
oh my God,
I need you to keep an eye on Knob.
I know. Dane's going to keep an eye on. That old guy, that old fart.
You?
Me, I'm not an old fart. I'm talking about the guy in Boca. I'm talking about that old man in Boca.
Who's in Boca? Who follows me in Boca?
You know that guy. What's the one that calls into a Leary show? The one that calls into a Leary show.
Oh, that old guy. I didn't know where he was from.
Yeah. He was like, Dano's gonna take care of him. All right,
Check.
our guy back. Give us that thumbs up.
I'm trying to check in the back in the chat.
Can you hear us?
In the studio. Can you hear us in the back? No, we're getting nothing. Damn, I feel bad. Yeah, Dane is going to block everyone. There will be
Wildcard. Can you hear it?
No.
Bring him in. See if we can hear him. Maybe
Well, I
he's
don't want to bring him up if he's not set.
Oh.
Check. Can you hear me? Check. Damn. All right. No, well, it's you'll know him, Wild Wave. You know him when he comes on. You've seen he's not a Jets guy. It's just a good friend of mine that I want to get on who I do other shows with. So
not a Jets guy, good friend of Nick's, huge fan of mine.
Scott, you have learned nothing about me. I love when the monkeys are running the asylum. I live for chaos. There you go. That's the
Thank
nicest
you. I know
thing
that
I'll
you
ever
live
say
for me.
about you. I live for you, baby. I love you. I live for you. So, Scott, this is exactly what I want. I want people to say, do you see what this guy's got on his channel? He's got a bunch of knuckleheads going wild over there. And then when they see the wrench next to you, Dane, Knob, Johnny, they're going to be like, what the fuck? I got to see what this show is about. So it's strategic planning. It's planting the seed out there that the knuckleheads do get a say. The knuckleheads do have a voice. And this is where the misfits fucking come to have a great time. No. Now, see, Scott, now I'm taking it away. I got a shellfish allergy. What are you doing? You ruined it already. You're trying to kill me.
This is Misfit Island, okay, baby? This is Misfit Island. And it's like
I have to...
the lunatics are in this.
I am going to post the pictures that you sent me, Knob, onto my YouTube so everybody can see them. For those that don't know, about 2 weeks ago, I'm sure it does. That's
5 weeks ago. It's been 5 weeks. I'm still swollen.
How long?
Yeah, it's been 4 to 5 weeks. No joke.
So for those of you who weren't here Thursday night from 10 to 12, shame on you. Second of all, I will be kind enough to update you. Jeremy was at the dog park a few weeks ago. You know, he's got the two dogs, Jolene and Klecko. They go to the dog park. They're Californians. They do shit like this. And as he's at the dog park, he gets taken out by a heat-seeking missile of a Rottweiler whose bowling ball head only matches the density of his head and hits him in the shin and takes him out. And I legitimately felt bad. He thought it was broken at first. And you know, my first thing was concern. I bust your balls after the fact, like you do with my toe. Once we know that we're going to live, we're fucking relentless with one another, right? I said to the chat the other night, I need somebody to Photoshop a Rottweiler attacking somebody and your head on it. And Knobcraft, God bless his soul, who was live at a midget wrestling event, sent it to me like 1:40 in the morning. And I was like, that's what I'm fucking talking about. So that picture will be going up on YouTube. I don't know. I won't tweet it. I'll put it on my YouTube. If you follow me on YouTube, you deserve to see it. I'm not throwing it out there on the Twitterverse for everyone to see. But it was very well done. It was very well done.
I still got a swollen part of my leg, like a golf ball sticking out of my calf. Like it's that swollen still.
Yeah. Oh, a shin bone. That shin bone takes a while to like go back to normal.
My wife is like screaming at me to go to urgent care or something.
Still?
It's infected. Because it's still bothering me. I'm still icing it. So she's all worried. And I'm like, well, some people get contusions on their head and it takes, 2-3 months to go. So,
Yeah, that's Rottweilers. My buddy had a Rottweiler. He named him Chad, actually, for Chad Pennington. And it was pretty cool. Did you see your phone? I sent you the picture. Did you look at your phone?
yeah, I've looked at it before, though. You sent it to me before, I think. Yeah. I love that picture. Yeah, it's fine. It's a good picture.
Nice. It's a great picture. Next, we have coming in, we have a man who's everywhere lately. He's everywhere. He's like the Rottweiler. You don't know where he's going to be. You don't know who he's going to take out. You don't know when he's going to attack. He is our very own Tigo. What's up, brother?
Hello. How you
Hi,
doing,
buddy.
man?
Good, man. I'm living a dream.
Honestly,
Living
man.
a dream.
Before we get into anything, I just want to say, man, congratulations. 1 year, it's a big deal. It's the
Thank
first
you,
of
buddy.
many. And
Thank you.
I know that the hardest part is already over because we've had this conversation, right? The hardest part is admitting that you have a problem and that everything else was the easy stuff. But
yeah,
I don't want to downplay just how impressive it is what you've done to better yourself, to be a better version of you for your family. I know in my family, we've got some problems with people with alcoholism and all that stuff. And I haven't talked to my grandpa in over a decade because of that stuff. And again, being able to be a man and admit, you know what, I got a problem, I got to be better is an incredible thing that you've done. And so I didn't want to let that be lightly said. Everything else though, all your Jets takes, all that, still garbage, hot trash. Okay. But everything That's about the whole other stuff is incredible, my man.
That's fine. I know you disagree with everything I say, so I'm going to talk kindly about you just to watch you disagree with it.
You're wrong. I'm a piece of trash.
Yeah, thank you, man. You guys in that DM chat were like the first group that knew. You guys were like the first people that I let in, and we're very, very supportive from day one. And I appreciate that. That'll always stick with me, and not to get too mushy again, but I'll switch it up with a good joke that everyone will appreciate. And if Cuke is here, he's going to love this. I put my foot down so hard when I said that I wasn't going to drink. Yaboa back. All right, there we go.
That's confirmed.
There we go.
That was a big deal. I talked about that last Wednesday about how one of the main priorities for the Jets should be bringing back Yaboa.
Wild Wave saying Mo type something so he can block Mo. Don't do it, Wild Wave. He goes, Mo. I just made Wild Wave a moderator too. Now that we're getting more people in the chat. And now he goes, Mo, type something. This way he can mute him. Wild Wave, do not do that with your first action within 2 minutes of it.
Never completely mute anyone. Just if you want to give timeouts. You should only go to Nick for permission to completely mute someone, unless it's like pornography or a total troll. That's obviously trolling.
Why do we have anything wrong with pornography? But here we go. I know you're Boa back. I put my foot down so hard and said that I'm going to stop drinking that I actually lost a toe. That's how I said I had enough. Damn it. Any contract number yet or no?
No, literally 13 minutes ago, Peter Schrager, tight end Kenny Yeboah, a restricted free agent, is going back to the Jets on a 1-year deal. And then that was followed up by Brian Costello saying the same thing. There are no contract numbers.
Okay. Yeah, I just got Samini's alert. I don't get alerts for Costello.
Probably 1.5, 2.
I just don't. I do Connor and Samini for the Jets, and Zach, and then I was like, all right, they're all going to tweet the same shit. Sometimes you get a different take.
I do for Noties. I know I do Cause because Cause tweets everything, and then I think that's it. I think the only one I have is Cause, because he's not constantly tweeting like some of the other guys are.
Yeah.
Another second year contract, another second time contract for an undrafted free agent. I mean, unfortunately, we're not going to probably get priced up, but I'm saying another undrafted free agent that we're like now paying money to stay.
We did that last year. You have to remember, we had to cut Kenny because we sent him to the practice squad. It's the same thing with technically, I think Zach Kuntz is a free agent as well. He's a restricted free agent, so we would have to bring him back. I don't think he's on the roster officially because we cut him to put him on the practice squad at the end of last year.
Right.
Oh, David, thank you, man.
It's just interesting the talent that he manages to find through undrafted free agency. There are teams that can't do it at all. Stuff.
David, if it's your first time here, man, please subscribe. Be appreciated. We have a good time. I got a good cast of guests tonight. It's a special night for me. Aurora, I see you here too. What now?
The 49ers just released Arik Armstead.
Wow.
Jet. There's your guy for right next to Quinnen.
That's interesting. They didn't have to release anyone. They could have just restructured Trent Williams and they would have been fine.
Damn you.
And good team. It's that philosophy where it's like good teams are willing to let good players go and walk because they believe in the depth. It's like what we're doing with
that's what have they done? They draft D-line. It's a constant over there. Yeah. Armstead released.
Let's take him.
Jet.
I don't know.
How about we don't have to wait till tomorrow. We can call him right now if that's somebody they're interested in. We can get right now before. Well, the whole league can, so it's not just us, right?
Well,
but the whole league
he hasn't been released yet.
Oh, what is it? New league year? Or he's got a clear waiver?
The 49ers are holding on to him to release him.
So,
if I'm understanding what Jordan Schultz tweeted correctly.
You got to look at expectation. You got to look out for Houston also. Like every time now. Now Houston's going to be in the game every time someone leaves the Niners.
Yeah. Especially on that defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
Jeremy, my buddy Matt's from Isla, New Jersey. My father coached him at St. Cecilia's basketball. He's now a high school wrestling, football. You do baseball too, Matt, or no? At Kennedy High School in Island. And he's got a question. What's the move at quarterback, Jeff? Give me your thoughts first. I'll throw it over to you. Give me short version, guys, because we're on a limited clock here. I got someone coming in at 10:30.
I think I think we all agree we got to bring in a veteran, quarterback that, it's not about winning the Super Bowl if Rodgers goes down for the season, and Twitter doesn't seem to understand that. It's about what if Rodgers misses 3 or 4 games throughout the season, or 3 or 4 games, he's out for 3 or 4 weeks. You need a quarterback that can come in and gives you a chance to win. You need a competent quarterback because this is an important season. So we have to get a Jacoby Brissett, a Minshew. You might be a guy who wants to take a chance on Howell. Me and Green Bean like that. A lot of people don't like that. The safest thing is a Jacoby Brissett, I think, in my opinion. That would be the best signing.
All right. Here you go.
Yeah, the backup quarterback is going to be a conversation that's going to be had. And this is, I think you guys were talking about it earlier in the show before I had to dip out to go do homework, which is people are going to be very upset ultimately with what the solution is at a couple of places. And I think those 2 positions are going to be backup quarterback. And I think those 2 places are going to be backup quarterback and then wide receiver. I think we're going to be bargain bin shopping for wide receiver. I think so. That's something that you and I have agreed on, Nick, but I also think that we are much more likely to go and get a guy like a Marcus Mariota or a Jameis Winston for $3 to $4 million. People who know their backups, that, they're not still in that realm of thinking that they're starters, where some team is going to overpay Brissett to start. Some team is going to end up giving Jacoby $12 million to be their bridge starter. There's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, and not everyone's going to be able to get a hold of one. And that's the thing that you look at with the Vikings and the Raiders looked at as possible teams that are trying to get to that number 3 and number 4 spot. That leaves the Broncos without a quarterback. What happens if Atlanta doesn't get Kirk? That leaves a couple of teams without an answer at quarterback that need one. And so
I'm my guy.
I think
$1.4 million last year. Tyrod Taylor.
I would love
He was
that.
with the Giants for 1.4. It's a guy who started multiple places throughout the league. He knows his role. There's no expectation for him to push the start. He'd be okay with that. If you do draft a quarterback of the future, he can be the main mentor for him as Rodgers is putting in the offensive game plan, right? So I think it's a very, very good move. And it's another bargain bin move because we don't have a lot. So I'm curious to see what they do with this. I'm very, very curious to see how they attack it. But thank you, Matt. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all you guys. I see Christopher Carl showed up. A bunch of you guys are here. I'm hitting personal high like 5, 6, 7 different times tonight. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight. This is awesome. This is awesome. Yeah, he knows the AFC East. He knows his role, right? Say there's a minor injury and he's got to start for 2-3 weeks. You can win 2 out of 3 games with Tyrod Taylor starting in the NFL. With the defense that we have, you can win 2 out of 3 games with him, depending on the matchups. But he's not going to win you games, but he's a sufficient enough quarterback to succeed on a small window. Long term, he'll get exposed. But a short window, I'm okay with him. I mean, he was doing well for the Giants last year until he met Quincy Williams at the sideline and suffered that unfortunate rib injury. But I'm all right with him. I don't think we're going Gardner Minshew. We don't have the money to pay 10, 12 top dollar for a backup.
No, I don't either. And that's what you're definitely that's why a guy like, those Brissetts and Minshew's, like I would love Gardner Minshew on this team. Still like 28.
Yeah.
Like still like young for a quarterback kind of a thing, And I think he's got a ton of talent and moxie, and you can rally behind a guy like Gardner Minshew. Like I don't think you rally behind Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett just comes in, he's just like, okay, we know what we got. You rally behind a guy like Gardner Minshew, but that same kind of moxie is going to be the thing that's going to be enticing for a team like Vegas, who might not be able to get a quarterback, like if they don't come up, because like Gardner Minshew will be able to hit Mike Mayer and Devontae Adams and Renfro and these guys, and so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're all on the same page, and is that you don't have to get the best guy, and the fans shouldn't freak out. We just need a quarterback with experience who, remember, if he's out for the season, we're fucked anyway. It doesn't matter. If he's out for 4 to 5 games, just having a veteran guy there that gives a great defense with a great running team a chance to win. That's what we need.
If Rodgers goes down again, everyone's fired, no matter what the outcome is. So, like, who cares?
All we need. I mean, this is making it very, very simplified, but we just need somebody that the game plan doesn't have to be manufactured or dumbed down if they need to play. Sounds simple, but from where we've been and what we saw last year and that Patriot game where they were just telling him throw the ball away on 3rd down and hopefully the defense can score 2 touchdowns and we'll win this game. You just need somebody that the ship stays the same course. Now, Tyrod Taylor does that, I think. There might be a lot of dumps offs to Brees. It might be a lot of quick passes to Garrett and others, but you're not gonna sink your own ship if you put Tyrod Taylor in, if you put a Jacoby Brissett in. You can maintain. So
I still think, if just to wrap it up real quick, because I just saw this name on a list, I think Tyler Huntley is my number 1 choice. If we can somehow get him in, I think that would be dynamic.
pretty good. A couple of years ago, we were watching him. I think it was 2 seasons ago, and he was really good. They were winning games. He was really stepped up, and he was leading them. Like he was good. My dad, I was watching with my father in North Carolina. And I remember him saying, "This guy's good. This kid's good. Why do they keep on talking about Lamar? This kid's good." Dad, he's not Lamar, but yeah, he's pretty good. Like the Jets could get him as the backup one day, maybe.
Nice.
And he's only 26.
I got to use the bathroom real quick. Joe, you good? You got the controls, right? Yeah, sure. It's your channel.
Yeah.
MJ from Jax, thank you for watching, bro. If it's your first time here, man, please subscribe. We are at 69 viewers. I hope nobody leaves the show and we stay here. This is perfect. 69 viewers. Nobody move. You are part of Nick Shine history. Proud New York Jets fan has never been prouder to have anybody watching the channel. Nope. Mess. I don't want 70. Damn it. We're at 70. Awesome. Another personal high tonight. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much. Yeah, I got to, if you're new here, please subscribe, guys. This is awesome. You guys are making me feel special tonight. So,
71.
All right. I'll be right back. I got to use the bathroom.
Hold on. What was that? Why'd you take that away?
Oh, sorry. And Jeremy, do not tell everyone to leave. So I come back with like 4 viewers. Do not do that. I know how you operate.
Okay. I'm not going to tell everyone to leave, you idiots. What do you think of this?
He didn't say anything about me not telling everyone to leave. Leave! I'm kidding.
That's exactly. We're not taking Barras and absolutely love the player. Wanted Kincaid last year. What do you think about that? Do you think there's any scenario where we would take Bowers?
Yeah, absolutely. Just because we brought back Kenny, can we? I love Kenny, and I have big expectations for Kenny, and I think Kenny can absolutely be tight end 3 for this team. But that doesn't mean that just because you're set doesn't mean that you don't go after a player at that position. We all thought we were set at corner, and now we have Sauce.
Yep.
How many of us were totally fine with Michael Carter, DJ Reed, and Bryce Hall as starters? Like a lot of us. I loved Sauce, and I would have loved to take Sauce at 4. But if you go back to my first videos that I ever made, I mentioned, I was like, I just don't know if you can take a position, you can take a player at a position of strength. And everything that the New York Jets have done ever since that draft is take players at positions of strength. We took Sauce when we didn't need a corner. We took Will McDonald when we didn't need an edge. Like, if the board falls, Brock Bowers, and it's the best player on the New York Jets board, I would not be surprised if that happened. Like, at all. At all. Is that what I want to happen? No. But it is totally on the table. And while I would, in the initial moment, be a little upset, I also agree. I think Brock Bowers is an incredible player, and I don't think I would be all that upset with that move.
Right. And also, it's still a possibility that he would line up in other places. Like, you could still have 3 wide receivers line. You could still have, 3 tight ends on the field at the same time, because he might not be lined up on the line, right? He could be in the slot. He could be, there's other places he could be.
What you have to hope is that Nathaniel Hackett has been doing his homework. We know that Aaron Rodgers has, and Kyle Shanahan and McDaniel in Miami were both doing this a lot this year, which is coming out with these pseudo packages, right? It looks like 22 personnel, but they motion out Kittle, and then they'll motion out or they'll come out with 3 wide receivers, but then they'll put Debo in the backfield. So now it's a 2 running back set because Debo's built like that. Or they'll bring in 3 tight ends because they'll bring in Kittle and then Juszczyk as the fullback and then another tight end. And then they'll motion Juszczyk out. And then Kittle will motion out. And now it's a wide set with only McCaffrey in the background, and then right before the play they'll shuffle McCaffrey out, so it's almost an empty set, but they have their jumbo package, and that's where you get guys like, you know, that have that versatility, that can be in the backfield, that can be in the front field, like a Bowers who can line up out wide, line up in line, line up in the backfield, or Ruckert who can line up on the line, line up in the backfield, or Breece Hall, who I would not feel comfortable lining up Breece Hall out wide as a wide receiver. He doesn't run routes all that well, and he doesn't have the best hands when it comes to like contested catches and things like that. But if you start adding those things into that play calling, and that's something I believe Aaron is probably going to bring in, because we saw that really do wonders for what are the two highest flying offenses this last year, Miami and San Francisco, because they did a lot of that. They had so much positional flexibility in some of their players lining up in the front, lining up in the back, and being running backs, wide receivers, and so on and so forth.
Here you go. I got a couple other guests coming in, brother. I wanted to thank you. Regardless of what we say about and to one another in the chat and in person, I do consider you a good friend. I thank you for your support. You keep me on my toes, and I always look forward to when DM group, the boys, Ego commented, comes in. So thank you for everything, brother. And
Have a good night.
We'll talk much, much more in the future. Enjoy tomorrow. Maybe we get some news tomorrow. Be good, buddy.
We'll see. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks.
Later, brother.
Nick, I gotta go too. I'm in a house with everyone sleeping, and I gotta wake up like really early to get out of here. So
Well, don't eat everyone's fucking food, all right? Save some for them in the morning. I love you. Thank you. You know how I feel about you, and all you've done for me personally, emotionally, keeping me afloat, keeping me focused on goals. Thank you.
Yeah,
it means a lot to me.
Anytime,
I don't know what
man,
I'd do without your friendship.
Yeah,
I really
don't know what I would.
I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have that the last year. I don't know where I'd be, brother. I really mean it.
That's the way friendships are. I feel the same exact way, so don't worry about it. Yep. It's the same exact feeling. I don't know what I would do without you, man. You're my boy. You know that. So
thanks,
for life, bro. For life. Right. Everybody, thanks for supporting my guy, Nick. Everybody, thanks for being out there tonight. Stay tuned. He's got a lot of great guests. So enjoy the rest of the night and keep supporting, because Nick deserves it. He's the man.
Thanks, bro. Just do me a favor, bro. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. But geez, dude, save some of my dick for everyone else. God. Later, buddy. Thanks.
Later, bro.
And don't end the stream.
Oh, you're right.
Don't end anything. Don't do it. God, don't you do it.
No. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to X out.
Yeah, just leave when it says leave. All right. Thanks, pal. Okay. Next, we have someone. I got two guests coming in. I'm going to bring both of these guys in together, and we're going to rock until 11 o'clock, where we have two more guests coming in at 11. The first one comes from overseas. You know where he's from. You know the country. You know who he is, where he's from, what he's about. And if you don't, the name will tell you. Let's bring in my good buddy who hung out with me for the entire draft last year, Mr. Italiano himself, Italy Jet. What's up, bro?
What's up? I had to wear these for you. I felt something tonight. I'm like, this Nick will get a crack up about this one. How's it going, man?
Are those Bret Harts?
They're the replica ones. I got the knockoff brand.
Well, I knew what they were right away when I saw them. That's awesome. I'm also going to bring in someone who had some technical difficulties earlier, and he's good to go. You good? Okay. We're going to bring in my good friend from the IOW Sports Network, who gave me my launch and got me started doing podcast shows when they brought me on for a mock draft 3 years ago. And we've been doing shows ever since. Some of you may know him. He's a very good friend of mine, Mr. Wildcard Mar. That's a tongue twister. And he is a Chiefs fan, so we do have to.
You ain't never called me by my damn podcast name. You know who the fuck I am. What are you? Don't
I never say it. I usually call you names that I can't say on air because I don't want to get canceled.
Wild. Dude, you know, like all the old Johnny Carson stuff with Don Rickles, where he goes, hey, they know who I am. Like, wait a minute. They know who I am.
Hey, Mark, I was going to introduce you the same way and say he's also from overseas, but I didn't want to go there.
hey, Gino, he's never called me by this fucking name. I don't know why he's acting different today.
I watch your streams. He never does. There's so many other stuff.
Hey, come on, don't try to act all professional and shit today. Hey, first of all, two things. Thank you for having me, my brother. Another thing. Always a shout out to my man Italy Jet, man. We always have a great time together. And thirdly, I don't know if you touched on it. I'm sure you have. I'm very proud of my brother Nick for going to 1 year sober, man. That's a big deal. It's what 3 years we known each other now, and literally the first 2 years, Nick is totally different from this last year, Nick. And I'm very proud of you, my brother. I'm very
thank you, bro.
I'm very I don't know if you know this because I don't like share my feelings with your punk ass, but you are very inspirational for what you're doing, and I really mean that. It takes a lot of courage to do what you did, to self-reflect and understand that you need to make changes and do it for the right reasons, because you have a beautiful family that you got to be here for, and I can always respect a man that will make changes for his family. So, hey, kudos to you, my brother. And hey,
thanks, bro.
Let's talk some football, man. Let's talk some football.
How the heck do I follow that up? Shoot.
You don't. That's why I did it.
You ship a platter of homemade chicken parm to me?
Hey, that's the only way. Hey, feed gotta feed the brother, man.
And I just wanted I want to thank you guys for coming on. You know, when people do shows, a lot of people in the chat don't know, they see on air, right? Anyone who watches us thinks that we probably do not like each other at all. Italy, you and I pop on your work schedule. You haven't been able to been on as much. That's why I'm so happy that you were able to make tonight. That means a lot to me. But they don't know the friendships that are off air, the phone calls, the texts, the check-ins, the love that's shown. And I just want to tell both of you, thank you so much for everything that you've meant in my personal life and my personal journey. For everyone in the chat, at 11 o'clock, I have 2 Jets superstar content creators coming on for a mock draft. So we're going to do a Jet mock starting at 11. This will be a long show tonight. I know everybody has been waiting for this show, but let's get our time here. Lamar, I'm going to ask you first.
Yeah,
I'm going to get your silliness and your we win championship bullshit out of the way, because that's not what we're about here on this channel. We're not about wins. We're about what could we do to win. Tell all of us who might not know, most of us weren't alive in 1969. What's it like to win a Super Bowl, man? How's life of a fan who's constantly winning? Let us live vicariously through you for a moment.
I mean, you get a lot of hate. That's very.
We get that without winning.
Yeah, exactly.
You get a lot of hate. You get a lot of doubt. But I need people to understand that before Patrick Mahomes, it wasn't always sunshiny over here in Kansas City area, man.
True.
It was pretty rocky. It wasn't that great. Sporadic playoff appearances. But hey, 2013, Andy Reid came in and changed some stuff. Alex Smith was able to get to the playoffs, but he wasn't a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. And then Mahomes takes us over the top. Look, it's a different feeling because I've been on this earth for 36 years. I've been a fan of the Chiefs for 36 years, and it ain't always been sunshine. So it's just a different feeling. Obviously, we get the New England Patriots dynasty comparison. And that's, hey, I'll let people talk what they want. At the end of the day, your team has to show up and your GM has to do their job. But since we're on a Jets content creator show, I think you guys got what it takes to start changing your history around. Because I love what your GM does, especially in the draft. I mean, he has a lot of hits than misses. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely you guys on the right track to do something. I think what kills you guys is health. Who I mean, come on, 4 plays in, your quarterback goes down. I mean, nobody expected that shit. So, if y'all can stay healthy, man, because it's not like you ain't got the talent, especially on the defensive side. You definitely need to figure out what's going on the O-line. Let's protect your quarterback and actually have competency at your offensive coordinator. Nick knows I'm not a big fan of Hackett. I am far from a big fan of Hackett.
Yeah, not anymore.
You just got a lot of followers with that kind of people. You won people over with that statement. Who could like him?
Well, I saw what a hack job he did in Denver. So I mean, the son of a bitch couldn't even make it a full season. But it is what it is, man. I think if you get competency at the OC position, and just a couple of tweaks, you know what? You're so close to really breaking through, because every year you see that parity of teams that make it to the playoffs that haven't been there in a minute, and you guys are right there at that threshold. So I wouldn't be surprised if y'all were a consistent playoff team. Shit, starting next year, you just need some minor tweaks, man. First of all, got to get rid of Hackett. That son of a bitch got to go.
Unfortunately,
he's
it's not going to happen
Rodgers,
right now.
right?
Yeah, he's married to Rodgers. That's not happening right now.
Yeah, but come on. At some point you got to say, hey, Aaron, I love you, but he's not it. Like we can find you an OC that can work with you. You know what I'm saying? And highlight what you do. Like, it ain't the end all be all with Hackett. I know there's somebody on this planet Earth that can call offenses better than Nathaniel Hackett. I know there is. Hell, you might see 2 of them right there. I mean, I would trust Nick in Italy Jet before I would trust Nathaniel Hackett to call offense. That's just me. So I mean,
I just want to say that I was the defensive coordinator the year that we went to the Pop Warner Super Bowl for the Woodbridge Broncos in 2019. But the head coach and offensive coordinator, we had a game on a Saturday. He couldn't make it. We dropped 38 points that day with me calling offense and defense. It was the highest scoring game of the season. So there's something there. We dropped 38 on Plainfield. Well, most of our games, we were winning 30-0 or 30-6. So once you're up that much, like you took the gas off. But that game, they scored a couple on us because I wasn't focused on defense. I had to go back and forth.
Yeah.
But Italy, I'm
just a 5-time flag football champion in high school. That's it. I didn't put no pads on. I was a hockey and soccer player. So working for the Rams. So there you go.
Just a guy. Welcome, bro.
Hey, but I trust you. Hey, Italy, I trust you more than Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah. But so far, I don't know who's better, him or his dad, or who's worse, him or his dad, because his dad was pretty awful too. His dad was our offensive coordinator for a couple of years under the Herman Edwards regime.
Damn.
Hackett can't hack it, where the headlines nonstop. Just a guy. We North Plainfield alum. Oh yeah, North Plainfield. I could say not the Canucks. Yeah, we I forget my buddy Hassan, who I worked with at Optimum out of Piscataway. He coached the 12U team that year, and we were 10U. He's like, I ain't never seen anybody work us like you just did. We won 38-16, I believe. And we had a good run. If you I can't even talk. If you are new here, just a guy, please subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of good stuff coming out. Check out Lamar and myself Mondays and Thursdays on the IOW Sports Network. We got Detroit Mel, who's with us also. So Mel and I are the notorious losers in the group, and Lamar just keeps stacking ring after ring.
He just keeps winning. And the Kansas City Royals. I like what they're doing.
Yeah,
you should be pumped about that one. Wow, just saying.
I am, but I always know to not.
I understand.
Not overshoot my excitement.
I get it.
I'll wait till about September until I can go fully committed on my fandom with the Royals, bro.
I get it. It's just funny.
Let's see. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for the link. Here we go. All right, I got a couple guys coming in. Lamar, I know you had technical difficulties, but I do want to thank you for making it work and getting in here with me, brother.
No worries.
I should be good tomorrow afternoon. I don't have any class this week, but I got a lot of personal things I got to rectify before I get on a bus Sunday to go to Virginia. But I should be good for the afternoon at some point tomorrow.
Well, I got 2 guests coming on about 5:30. So if you're there, you're there. No worries. I just wanted to come in and just show my love to you, my brother, man. I know you got other guests you got to get to. Italy, my brother. We'll always have a good time, and we'll reconnect on another time.
Yes. We did Jay Jones, baby. Gotta bring the big 3 back, baby.
No doubt. Hey, pleasure. I appreciate you.
Thanks, bro. Love you, buddy. Thanks for all your support.
Yes, and then Nick, before I hop off, I know you got a couple guests going. I know in this podcasting content creator world, everybody knows in the chat that you're gonna have some shitty people you're gonna come across, and then you're not gonna have some shitty people you come across. And Nick is nowhere near that. I love this guy to death. We talk all the time. He'll call me, I call him. It's always in the book. I'm always praying for him, always praying for me. I love you, man. I'm glad I get to come on. I'm sorry with my work schedule. I am looking forward to the draft. You're gonna get me all 3 days again. So I'm so excited.
I might be on the road. I'm in CDO spot. I might be on the road.
It's okay.
So it's
live from the truck.
If I'm not driving, I'll try to make it work. But the way it's going to be,
I get it.
I'm going to drive for 11 hours, 10 hours. The last hour, they tell you to look for a spot to park. And then it's a 10-hour break, and then you're back on. So whenever the truck's moving, I make money. So
I get it.
My downtime will be that 10-hour window. I might have an hour or two, depending on where I am. I could be in the middle of Wyoming with no Wi-Fi or signal. So,
definitely.
I don't know what each day is going to bring, but
I totally get it.
We will definitely get together.
I
Go,
I love you, man.
I love you too, bro. Appreciate you, man. Before you go, give me a name that everyone's throwing out the common names in free agency. Give me a name that you think we might get that like not a lot of people are talking about. Like it might not be the big grand slam hit, but like, we signed Chuck Clark, we signed Isaiah Oliver, we signed Kenny Yeboah today. Any names that you're like, all right, maybe this guy could fit with the Jets. You got anyone like that you're thinking of?
Well, I don't know how much you've talked about the wide receiver and quarterback position, but I'm really like eyeballing 3 quarterbacks that come to mind in my personal opinion. I'm going to go Tyrod Taylor. I'm going to go Huntley and maybe Tannehill. I think though, especially because they know the AFC, they know what it takes, especially Tyrod Taylor in our division as well. I really like, because I used to think Brissett, Minshew. I'm not thinking like that anymore. We don't have enough money to spend like that. I'm thinking like 1 or 2 million or something like these, and maybe in 3, but I doubt 3. But something like that. I think those quarterbacks are just a backup. When if Rodgers like gets an injury, it's not like super deep. If it's like maybe 2, 3, 4 games, I would be confident with those 3 quarterbacks for those kind of games. And then honestly, I know people are like, we need that big time wide receiver. I just don't. Oh, look at that. A freaking thing just only on the next show. No, I'm thinking Boyd. I really want Boyd. I think Lazard's going to be a little bit better this year. I wouldn't even mind bringing back Corey Davis, but I think Boyd would fit really well behind Wilson. I think type of body at what he's done with the Bengals. I really do like Boyd. It's just so hard because I want to fix that offensive line immediately, big time, So I like Boyd. What do you think? Boyd? No.
I'm a big Curtis Samuel guy.
You like Curtis Samuel?
I think Curtis Samuel. I think you can get him. I think you can work something out where you say him, hey, you're 27 years old. Come here for 2 years. Work with Rodgers. Then you'll be 29. You can still get one more big deal. Maximize your value. I think he's a poor man's Debo. I like him. I like him a lot. And I think if Randall Cobb was good with Rodgers in Green Bay, I think Samuel can be even better because I like Samuel's frame and ability better than Cobb. I think I'm a big Samuel guy. I would hate to see him end up in Buffalo. That's how much I like Samuel. I would hate to have to play against him. But all right, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for joining, and we'll talk, man. Guys, will you plug anything? Go ahead.
Jets Evening Brews coming back in April. So is my Take Flight Squad with Gunny and DKBX Jets. We're all coming back in April. Still got some time. I'm still doing other shows with baseball and basketball. But yeah, man, even Brandon Ayuk. One more thing, Brandon Ayuk. I would love him, but probably not this year. It's probably not going to happen. But yeah, those are my 2 Jet shows. And then Nick, whatever me and you do, man. Love you. Love the chat. You have a good one, guys. Love you.
Be good, man. Take care. All right. I know it's 2 hours in. I want to thank all of you for hanging out, for setting personal high after personal high tonight in the chat with the amount of viewers. But we're not done. I told you earlier, I had 2 Jet content creating icons coming in for a mock draft together. First one I'm going to bring in, you see him with me all the time. You love him. You know him. He's got a wheel. He's got a trivia board. He's got an awesome personality and a killer smile, and one of my dear, dear friends who helped me out tremendously when I decided that I had enough. And I want to bring in Mr. Y2K himself. Adam, what's up, bro?
Hey, Nick. Thanks so much for having me on tonight. Man, I got you know what this feels like? This feels like when I was a kid and I was going to an old WWF event at MSG or at the Meadowlands Arena back in the day, and they pretty much have like the big guys on, like that Hulk Hogan on about midway through, because they want you to go back and get tickets for the next show, and you'd save the other guys for the very back end of the show. So now I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
But I'm thrilled to be here, man, in all seriousness.
Oh, this is such a great comment. From personal highs to personal highs. That is well articulated. That is very good. As a former addict, that's very well done, Dave. That's fantastic. I got to bring in somebody else. And I was homeless last January. Life was bad. I was living at a hotel that I call the Hell Hotel with the awful things that were going on there. And randomly on a Friday night, I got a phone call from this guy. And without me, he knew. He saw the signs with me, and he just called out of the blue, and he said a couple simple words to me. Are you okay? And I opened up and I poured out to him and I let him know everything I was going through. And that was the day the wheels got rolling. That was the day everything for me started to click. The waters were still rough. The decisions were still bad, but I had that seed in the back of my head of it's time. And I don't know if I ever would have got there without that moment, without that phone call, and without this guy. So I owe being here and being alive today to this guy. And that, of course, and a good part that comes with them, all of that great shit, we're going to have fun doing a mock with this guy too. So, Dom, thank you again. You know how much I love you and appreciate you. But today, I wanted to tell everybody.
Ah, man, it's all good, dude. It's congratulations to you. It is a pleasure and an honor to see somebody come through, the trials and tribulations of life to get to the other side one day at a time, man. So this ain't about me. This ain't about Adam. This is all about you, brother. All about you.
Know me if I didn't have you guys as a support system. You know that. You know where I was. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have people like you guys in my life. So thank you.
The Jersey contingent's always in your corner. Just like I know you guys would be there for me too. So.
That's it. I'm scared to piss off anybody from New Jersey because we don't take no shit. Yeah. So I don't want to ever disappoint you guys. But
yeah, but if you start calling it pork roll, I'm out.
I just call what the label says. I just call what the label says. You show me a label, it says Trenton pork roll. It says Case pork roll. Everything says pork roll.
Oh man,
it's like if I started calling this something besides Poland Spring. It's Poland Spring. It says right there on the label. You and your North Jersey nonsense. Get out the show, Dom. God damn. Way to ruin it. Either one of you guys want to operate the mock? Dom, you want to run the mock? You want to share the screen? You want to get one up?
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
not good with it. I don't have a mouse. I'm not great with it. And I'd rather monitor the chat.
Give me 1 second.
Damn you, Matthias. You're another North Jersey knucklehead. And I want to thank everybody again in the chat. I thought it was cool when I hit 50 viewers, and then we hit 60, and then we hit 65, and then we hit 70. So thank you everybody for hanging out and supporting and watching tonight. It's meant a lot to me. Thank you.
Ironically, I got to tell you, I didn't quite get to the end yet, but A&E is doing a 2-hour documentary on Scott Hall. So that's got a Razor Ramon. That's got a whole lot. I mean, I knew his story pretty well, but seeing his family interviewed about his addiction struggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're here. I'm 2 hours in on the same shit. All right. Here we go. Dom's got it up. That's what she said.
I got to put my draft hat on. There we
go. So how do we want to operate this? Dom, I'll give it to you.
Let's just run through it. No trades, no nothing like that. I mean, it's still so hard to assess.
Do you want to operate under any contingency of we got this player or that player, or we got a starting caliber guard?
However you want to do that. Yeah, I'll leave that to you guys to decide.
Well, we certainly don't need a tight end now that we kept Kenny Ebola for a year. No, I don't think. Let's just do this clean. Let's just go with the premise that the draft is happening before free agency, and let's see what we could. Maybe one trade, but one trade max if there's a good enough offer. That's fine. I don't know. Yeah, one trade, but one trade only.
We're not searching for the trade. Put it that way. If something falls into our lap and we like it, but we're not going to do multiple.
Cool.
Agreed.
That works, man.
Agreed.
Now let me just make sure they have. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That all looks right.
Yeah.
3
6.
comps. Yep.
No, they got 3 comps. The 6th and the 2 7ths. They have the Denver trade in there. So we're good to go.
All right.
Let it rip.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's let it rip. Whoa, that went fast.
That's what she said.
Oh, and looks like they changed their rankings too. Interesting. Okay, so Caleb, Drake, Marvin Harrison, Neighbors, Bowers, Alt, Romo Dunze, Cooper DeJean, Byron Murphy. Now, I will say this. We're going to operate with the under the premise that Jaden Daniels is off the board. We're not taking Jaden Daniels.
I agree with that. Wow, the difference between Fashana really fell on this board.
He's at 17. They moved Latham down. Latham was up at 13. Yeah, they flip-flop Troy Fontenot and Latham. This looks like it just got updated.
Wow. Dom, I gotta ask you a question with Troy. I've seen different things: tackle guard. What do you think he best projects as in the NFL?
I still think that I know that coming into the draft process and coming into the bowl games and the combine, the majority of people thought that Troy Fontenot would probably be best suited inside. Then he tested it, then he measured out with 34.5-inch arms, and they said, okay, well, he could still stay a tackle. Ideally, I think that he's probably still best suited at guard with that flexibility to play tackle. Now he's super athletic, and you probably want your better athletes out at tackle, depending on the scheme, especially in a wide zone concept. Even though the Jets don't run a lot of wide zone, they're much more inside zone, and it's almost like a 50-50 split between inside zone and power gap duo stuff that they do. So taking the big picture, not just the Jet centric view. I think that Fontenot can play tackle. He's definitely got the length to play tackle. I necessarily think he's going to still be better suited at guard. You can make the same argument and like with AVT, where he's good. He's a good tackle. He can he's serviceable there, but probably be a really, really good guard. That's what I think Fontenot is. Again, he's definitely a lot more athletic than I thought. His film in doing his film study, I got to tell you, I don't necessarily like what he does in a phone booth. Like, I think that there's still a power element to his game that's not there, but his athleticness, his athleticism, and his recovery skill really makes up for that. I think it's actually very similar, even though the games might be a little different. I have the same kind of critiques about Talisi Fuanga, that I don't know if like his recovery skill makes up for some of the things that he lacks. Now, the things that they're bad at between Fontenot and Fuanga differ, because Fuanga does have the power that I think Fontenot lacks. I think that where Fuanga's problems lie is in his pass sets. He's just a little bit short-limbed. Like, forget about his arm being 33, but his legs are short also. So it takes him an extra kick step or two to get back to his mark, and he's found off balance too much for my liking at times. So again, something that he can work on, something that can probably be coached out better. But yeah, to answer the question, long way to answer the question. I think Fontenot can play tackle. I think he'll be a hell of a guard at the next level, though.
All right. So here's how we're gonna do it. Just in the interest of time,
yeah,
the three of us will nominate someone, and then we'll let the chat vote on it. I'll set up. That's why I can't. My laptop is old that I have. I can't do the share screen and YouTube. Everything lags. That's why I asked one of you guys if you could do it. That way I can have YouTube open up.
So we'll nominate somebody, and then the first three people in the chat who agree goes with it. I mean, keep it simple.
All right. Well, go ahead. Give me someone. I already typed in the one name I know one of you were going to put in. So, Dom, since you're running this, go ahead. Give me a name.
I'll go last. You go, Nick.
Adam, you go. All right, I'll go. I'll go first. Yeah, Dane's right. I still can't figure out how to do a poll during the shows. I still cannot find the ability to do that. So that's a side note. Yeah, for me, I'd have to nominate Fuaga. That's like the one thing when I watch. I feel like I'm actually on the rebellious side, putting Fuaga. I like him a little bit more than I do Latham. Very, very close. But to me, he is just a mauler, and I think I just trust him to be more durable, to be healthier. For me, yeah, I'm just a Fuaga. Hey, Johnny Jimenez, it was on A&E, so they'll be replaying it. The Scott Hall documentary.
Nick, who do you got? Bowers. He's off. So
is Curtis Samuel on the draft board, Nick?
You know what? You think Fontenot can play left?
He did in college. At times, he split it. He split time between left and right.
All right. Pick that early. Risking a lot. Can Keith Carter coach?
And I'm going to go Latham.
Right.
So
Latham. All right, I knew that was coming. All right, chat. The poll is up. We're going to keep it up for 1 minute. That would be a record for me.
You did do a poll?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought you couldn't do it.
I'm having issues with.
No, I can do the poll.
I can't find it. I don't know.
I can do the poll, but if I do another browser open and I'm trying to share screen too, the processor is just too slow and everything lags.
Gotcha. All right, I see one for Fuaga. Modine will take Drazon Newton.
Johnny wants to trade back.
Not an option. Sorry.
Yeah, not an option. At starting at 11 o'clock. I can't. It's a school night, Johnny. All right. We got 22 votes. Anybody else? We got about another 10 seconds. And we're going to end it. All right. Go ahead, Dom. Make the pick. Fuaga. How do you say?
Boom.
And Paul.
Let's go.
And here we go.
Boom. And we're there.
Wow.
And here we are. So tons of trades here, but we're not going to entertain anything right now. We probably should have thought about trading up into the second round. I thought that would have been interesting, but we didn't. So we'll just run with it now. All right. So I'll go position by position. All right. So interior line, you still got some names here if that's of any interest to you.
Wow.
I mean, Mahogany.
Why did BB fall, do you think, in those rankings, Tom?
Seriously?
Any reason that he's that far down?
No, I don't. I mean, listen, PFF, adjusts everything also. The reality is that, although Cooper Beebe is a name that we all like, and I think he's a great player, this is probably the area where he'll go, somewhere in the late second to early third. So I don't think this is crazy unreasonable. I wouldn't necessarily consider their rankings to be anything like to hang your hat on their rankings, but
okay. I'm a little surprised seeing Limmer up there ahead of him. That's why I didn't know if something.
Yeah,
this is the first
I mean,
time
Mason McCormick shouldn't be up there, but ahead.
Yeah, I like McCormick, but not that high.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is probably a comfortable spot. Like I said, late second, early third is probably where BB is going to go off the board. Same thing with Mahogany. So you got some interior guys here. I'll show you the tackles just in case anyone wants to double dip. You got Patrick Paul still on the board. Dominic Pooney, who's listed as a tackle, although he can probably play all 5 positions. He's a guy I think who's also going to translate as a really good guard at the next level. Roger Rosengarten is a name. I know we took tackle. We're not going to double it up with tackle, but he's a name who's I think not getting as much love as he should. We talk about athleticism, and this guy jumps at the gym when you talk about athleticism. He's he's a right tackle. He could play left. He played the right in Washington, and like I said, he's just like overall very, very solid player. But
yeah, great run blocker. I've actually seen some draft guys who have him in their top. They have him ranked as maybe their 6th or 7th favorite tackle. Something else. Yeah.
Still a lot of good wide receivers here on the board. Jamari Thrash, Brendan Rice, Malachi Corley, Javon Baker. I think though I probably think Baker would be off the board by this point. I could be wrong. Corley could as well. One team is gonna fall in love with his skill set, even though he's not I don't necessarily classify him as a true wide receiver, more so than an absolute offensive weapon. He's got a lot of learning to do. He's not a guy you're gonna want to pop in there and expect him to, affect the game just like you do, any other receiver that you would take this high. He's going to be, his touches are going to have to be manufactured. He's going to have to move, be moved around to against mismatches to force separation, so on and so forth. So, but you put the ball in his hands and he can score at any time. So tons of good wide receivers, tons of good interior linemen. I'll look at some of the defensive guys too. We'll make it quick. T'Vondre Sweat still on the board. Interesting.
That's my guy.
Nice.
That's my guy.
I like him.
That's my nomination right there. We as of now, we don't have anyone. I know Armstead got released today, or will get released. People are excited. I need somebody next to Quinnen. We're losing too many guys on the interior. We haven't signed anyone. So
I'm fine with that pick too here, to be honest with you, but considering that there's plenty of wide receivers that we can still pluck in the next.
And we got 2 4s coming up. So
right.
I
really
think
I like Dwayne Carter a lot. Yeah, I like Carter quite a bit. So, but I think you can get him in the 4th and possibly in the 4th round. But a 3-year captain of Duke, that sounds like something right out of the Jets drafting playbook.
Yeah, but and I agree with you. Carter's criminally underrated. However, I do think if you're looking for the Jets, I think Carter would probably be more of your Solly Thomas role, the guy who's going to come in, play 3 tech more often after Quinnen Williams or subbing in. Whereas you can line up T'Vondre Sweat next to Quinnen Williams, even though he's not going to be on the field much in 3rd downs or in passing situations. I think T'Vondre Sweat's role would be one that the Jets would be looking to fill more.
All right, so Nick, you're nominating T'Vondre Sweat. Okay.
I'm going to go T'Vondre Sweat as well.
Oh, we're gonna double it. Well, I gotta pick somebody different then. Then I guess I gotta go Cooper Beebe. Let's pick up another piece on the offensive line.
All right. It's a 2-man race.
BB poll is up. Poll is up, chat.
Yeah. You're gonna put Sweat's name on there twice just to see what happens? Just see what the chat would do.
No, split the votes. What are you talking about?
Now, here's an interesting name I want you guys to remember. I mean, I don't think it would be here. I think both of these guys might go a little bit later, but don't discount if the Jets don't make any big splashes in free agency on the defensive line. Don't discount either Austin Booker or Gabe Murphy as contingencies for the Jets. They both have enough pass rushing chops that they could step in and fill some of that role as your third down pass rush specialist that will probably be losing in Bryce Huff. Austin Booker especially, I think he's got a lot of bend. I think he's really good. He didn't test out in Indianapolis very well. I think he might have hurt his stock, but for a team like whoever, in the third or fourth round, whereas before he was getting clear round 2 buzz, he might drop a little bit. And Gabe Murphy is another guy who's under the radar. Short arms, only 31-inch arms, but he has a pass rush plan, time in and time out. I just went over with the green bean beanbaggers. We did a film breakdown and we were watching some Jordan Morgan that happened to be playing UCLA and Gabe Murphy gave him fits. He's with speed, with power. He's not as bendy as a guy like Austin Booker, but just names to remember. Just throw those in the memory bank.
All
right. We're gonna end it. Sweat's the pick, Don.
Devondre Sweat, and we're off to the 4th round here, boys.
Sounds good.
And boom. Now's the time you could, this is a realistic. If they go running back, the Jets have used the 4th round pick for running back. Aldrich Estime is an interesting one. Big guy, kind of like Thunder to the Breece Hall Lightning. More of a one cut and go kind of guy. I don't know how much run he'd get, or if the Jets are willing to invest another 4th rounder in a running back. But
Trey Benson's still on the board? Wow.
Trey Benson's still on the board. You still got Javon Baker, Cornelius. My pick here is Javon Baker without
Thanks,
question.
Bonesy. Have a good night, brother.
Okay.
Of course, I went first last time. Dom, you're up first this time.
Javon Baker, wide receiver from UCF, without a doubt.
Okay.
Now look at the interior line.
Adam, while I'm typing.
Cooper Beebe is still on the board.
Beebe is still there.
All right. So by default, we'll put Beebe in since he was there last time, right?
Chad, good luck with this one. This is going to be tough.
Adam, you got one?
Well, we got 2 picks almost back to back, so it helps.
Yeah. So we got Beebe, we've got Baker. Could you pull up
how about we just put up, to save time, you want to put up 4?
And take the
we'll
top
put
2?
Up 4 guys. And we'll take the top 2. Or
you want
or
running backs, you said, Adam?
Yep. Oh, Estime. Estime and Allen are both good power back. There's a lot of good running backs here. I'll be honest with you, but I like Estime as like that different counter. I think Trey Benson's rated a little bit higher, but I want somebody a little bit different than Breece. And Allen's a little bit raw. I like him, but he's a bulldozer. But
yeah, Trey Benson is. I think. Like a dollar store Breece Hall. Like he's gonna help you he's gonna catch a lot of passes. If he gets put in the right situation, he can catch 60 passes in a year.
Yeah, I want somebody a little different. I don't even love the veteran running backs. I really want to draft one more than I want to sign one. So I want to put Estime on this poll.
Okay. So that's 3.
All right, let me get back over here. Let me see safeties.
I was thinking safeties too, yeah. Bishop,
Cole Bishop, Malik Mustafa, I think are names, or this is like the soft point. Tyke Smith is a really, really good player. I think he's going to be more of a nickel in the pro. So just keep that in mind. I think, if we didn't have Michael Carter, then a guy like Tyke Smith can come in. Very similar skill set, not nearly the as tough a tackler, but it's a very similar skill set to Brian Branch.
Okay.
You know, where
James
he could play safety, could play, but probably more of a slot. James Williams is not going to be a safety. James Williams is going to be a linebacker.
He's that hybrid. I see a little bit of Keanu Neal in him. I mean, when he hits, he hits. But
yes, he does. That's for sure.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good safeties. Like Jalen Simpson, I think is very underrated. In my opinion,
I'm gonna go with Williams because I think what they did with Sherwood and Nazardine, who were kind of like safeties, and they drafted them to kind of make them linebackers. I think that fits the mold of what this scheme is looking for, and I think that could be a guy that the Jets look at and say, "We need you." I think I'll put Williams in there. So we got Baker, Beebe, Estime, and Williams, and we're going to start with that.
I'll be surprised if it's not Baker. I can't see the poll, but I'll be surprised if it's not Baker and Beebe.
Beebe's at 91%, Baker's at 8%.
Wow.
It's just the two of them so far through 12 votes.
Well, if Dom nominates somebody, you got to bump them up like 50% on the poll. So we know how that works.
Yeah,
which is totally good.
But I nominated Baker, and he's not getting any love.
Well, no, we're going with both of them if they're both there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
Yeah.
I get that.
So it's 76-8. Watch, Baker will go in between our two picks.
Right?
I know that's everything up for Raiders, so you don't know what the hell they're going to do.
If it's a blowout, Nick, just kill it.
Usually in the spot, not that this matters, it's a mock. But
I mean,
a lot of times the Raiders take a quarterback here in the spot.
It's 78-17, and then Estime.
There's no good quarterbacks left. They're already all off the board.
They are, yeah.
It's close between Baker and Estime for the second. I'm going to leave up to like 10 more seconds. Get your vote in.
Okay.
We got 5. No,
and I'll tell you,
late surge.
PFF is way too low on Jarvis Brownlee. I think he's a second-round talent. I think he's going to be a special player in the league. Yeah, there's nobody. I mean, I'd put him right up there with the best corners in this draft in press man coverage. I mean, he's just a dog. He really, really is, and he's inside outside flexible. I think that PFF has him rated way too low. One of my favorites in this class.
All right. So we're going to go Cooper Beebe now. Beebe?
Okay.
Beebe. Okay. And then Baker if he's there. If not, we get a little chaos thrown into it.
All right. Let's see.
Beebe and Eichenberg.
Right,
Baker goes. All right.
Oh, nice and easy.
This is what I'm talking about.
This is a great draft so far. This would be a home run.
That's what happens when you start a mock at 11. We got to think outside the box.
Trades is overrated, boys. Trades is overrated.
We're at 69 viewers again. I'm trying to get a picture when we get to 69. Oh, I can go back later and do it.
Okay.
All right.
Dano, listen, Dano asked a question. Listen, I have been offered gigs to be kind of full-time, not necessarily from an NFL team or anything like that, but writer and whatnot. And I got too good of a life and too good of a real job to ever consider doing anything differently. So this will always just be supplementary, but you never know. Never say never. All right, where are we going here, boys? Tip Raymond. Wow, that's early. Listen, it's the last 4 rounds. We can really go position less and go best available, whoever we like. So I'll flash some positions. The running back class kind of thins out. Kamani Vidal got a lot of hype during the Senior Bowl. Not my favorite. Isaiah Davis is a guy I would definitely consider because he's a little bit of a bigger back, small school kid. Prides himself, which I appreciate. He prides himself in his pass protection. I think he showed out that to show that he can play with the big boys at the next level. You want to look at the tackles. Yeah, there's no one really. I mean, Brandon Coleman is probably going to move inside. He's a guy that I'd consider here because he's got that inside-outside flexibility. Doesn't have to. He could be a tackle. He could be a guard. He's long. He moves well. I'll show you the quarterbacks just in case there's no one really here.
Bradley, but I wouldn't want to take him this soon.
Oh, safety. Yeah, safety.
Yeah, definitely safety.
Yeah, it thins out too.
Okay. Oh, I like Oladapo, and on the running back list, I like Cody Schrader a little bit out of that list. I actually like him more than I like Frank Gore Jr.
Yeah, Schrader's an interesting one. Schrader's an old prospect.
Yeah, he's 24.
Yeah, he's already 24. So, but he was productive on a good team. Jordan Jefferson's another interesting one. I know we just took kind of that big nasty in Tavondre Sweat, but I think this would be phenomenal value for him. I'm curious to see if they've.
You know who loves him? You're gonna be shocked when I tell you this. You know who loves him? Little Nick.
Does he?
Little Nick takes Jefferson in every mock. Says, Daddy, he's big run stuffer. He's a big body. It's what we need up front. Takes him in every. The picture I sent you yesterday when he was just sitting on the couch doing a mock, he just took Jefferson.
Yeah. Now, if you wanted to look at the like double dipping defensive tackle, instead of Jefferson, I might pivot to a guy like Marcus Harris or a guy like Gabe Hall because they offer a little bit more in the pass rush end of an interior guy. Those guys would be, again, you're correlated to what Solly Thomas is, kind of coming in, playing the same position as Q, not really, probably won't be on the field at the same time with Q unless you have some sort of NASCAR package in. But that's just that. And are there any positions you want to look at?
Can we see the safety list one more time, please?
Sure. And I'm with you. I like Katano Oladapo as well.
Yeah, Oladapo, Proctor, okay.
Proctor's probably going to be an undrafted free agent. He's not very good at. I mean, I shouldn't say that. He doesn't excel at any one thing. He's probably more of a special team guy.
We already got Baker.
Wide receivers.
Give him a look. We got anyone that jumps out.
Yeah, not really. I mean, there's some names in here. Anthony Gould is he's kind of a stretch guy, his speed thing, but he's a guy that I think you can find that, in undrafted free agents. It's not a guy I'd really target in the 6th round. Personally, that's just me.
Yeah. Actually, for another pick, one other safety pick for maybe the next round would be Trey Taylor from Air Force. Won the Jim Thorpe Award. Hits hard, very, very smart, which he went to Air Force. I hope he's smart. But hits hard, good at diagnosing plays. Yeah, I think Trey Taylor could be a little bit of a sleep. At worst, I think he could be a really good special teams player. At worst.
Tanner Bortolini's not a bad option for some interior depth as well. Again, center guard, flexible, probably more of a guard at the next level than center, or a center in a wide zone scheme. He could also play it. Like Joe Tippmann, I've obviously played with Joe Tippmann, filled in for Joe Tippmann once Joe Tippmann left, but we'll have some issues. We'll struggle transferring to snap the ball from shotgun because Wisconsin just never does it.
Okay. All right. Throw a name out. Tom, who would you take
I'll
right
say
here?
I'll say Bortolini. I'll say Bortolini.
Okay. And just to make sure, so far we've drafted, was it Fuaga, Sweat, Beebe, Baker? Is it?
That's
it.
Anybody
else? That's it. Okay.
That's it. So I'll say Tanner Bortolini here. That's my pick.
All right. Adam?
Oh, yeah, is that the big board? Okay. There's a few players I like, but nobody that I'm like 100% sold on in this spot, to be honest. Oh my gosh, we're on the bottom of the tackle list. I like Schrader, just not this early. Wait, I think we said Oladapo was on the board, so I'm going to put in. Yeah, let's put in Oladapo because I like him quite a bit. Yep. Team captain went to the Senior Bowl, so team captain Oregon State, so he's a Beaver leader.
And he was very good at Senior Bowl too.
I've been called that myself.
I'm sure.
What pick we went? 184, right?
184.
We got Oladapo. Dom, who was your guy?
Bortolini.
I was gonna with a B, right?
Yep. Yeah, not Tortellini.
Bort. Pull that up there.
Yeah, Harlan.
I know the spelling might not be wrong.
Yeah, Harlan, we'll definitely check out cornerback on the next for the next pick. I think that's a good idea too.
Jefferson. All right, we got Oladapo, Bortolini, and Jefferson. I know Oladapo, Bortolini might not be spelled right, so leave me alone.
Who did you put up, Nick?
I put Jefferson.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out. I'm reading something right here. I just don't know if it's a troll. I don't know the source. Wyatt's World. 49ers are finalizing a deal to send Brandon Ayuk to Carolina Panthers.
What?
Really?
Yeah, it's got to be a troll. Yeah,
No way.
It looks like it's a troll career. A troll. No, it's not like
Was it the guy who's the former
like
Death
that.
Scout?
Does Carolina have anything left to trade?
Yeah, I don't know what they're trading.
Are they trading the Sam Mills statue outside Bank of America Stadium? What are we talking about here?
Oh, and Christian Wilkins looks like it's going to be a two-man race for Christian Wilkins. The Texans and the Vikings.
Man, him going to the Texans. Holy shit. But this is what you do when you got that elite quarterback on the rookie contract. You go all in. All right, Bortolini is in the lead. We're going to do about 15 more seconds, guys. Get your votes in, please. All right. Bortolini done. Make the pick. 50% of the vote.
It's a good pick. Good depth.
Yeah, at that round, that's very good value.
And Jefferson went the pick after.
And now you don't have to sign McGovern the weekend after the draft, or the
You
week
still got
after,
you
right?
still got Katana Ladapo here. I'd probably go him, or if Isaiah Davis is there. I'll pick. I know Y2K wants Oladapo, so I'll say Isaiah Davis. So there's two men in the poll here.
Oh, I was going to make it unanimous for us with Oladapo.
Can we scroll a little bit further down on the running backs? Just curious to see if there's any other names. Blake Watson. Okay. Oh man, how's Jawar? I feel like I'm the biggest Jawar Jordan fan in the world, and like nobody else is a fan of this guy.
Well, if you like, you like your old school third down receiving backs, that's Jawar Jordan.
Yeah, I really like the highlights that I watched. Man, really.
Well,
did.
if we know anything about Jordan, it's that Scottie Pippen's ex-wife might date him. Thank you.
That's good.
So we got Oladapo, Davis, and who else?
Yeah, just go with those two. All right. That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, that's good. I don't think we're going like quarterback in this route. Yeah, we should check corners in a bit, but
yeah, there's going to be nobody left on the board. I can tell you that much.
Anybody here? I don't know anybody on this list.
Willie Roberts is the only guy that I've done any work on out of these guys, to be complete, like full transparency, and he's good.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be a slot at the next level. Like, he's probably the only guy here that I've really worked up, and he's good. I don't have a draftable grade on him. I got him as an undrafted free agent, but a good player nonetheless.
MJ from Jack says super cradle robber. Yeah, Lara Pippen, man, she got some shit wrong with her. But it was good to see Jordan and Pippen back together again.
Curtis Jacobs is ranked 235 on this board. Like on the other ones we do, he's like 150-ish. Like we usually take him 4th, 5th round sometimes.
I didn't even look at the linebackers here. Let's see. Trevon Wallace is really good. Nathaniel Watson is the Eddie Olafosio. These guys, you got some good linebackers here. I'd probably go linebacker next pick for sure.
That's fine.
But what does the poll say, Nick?
80% for Oladapo.
Okay.
Ended now.
Katana Oladapo. There you go.
Sounds
good. Scott, I think you said earlier, one day I got to let you guys do the picks. You guys do the picks. But I know what you're saying. Listen, I planned on doing a show Sundays and Thursday nights. I might be on the road, and I don't know the availability that I'm going to have. And I promise that I will make right for everyone who's done the Super Chat Challenge and who's owed airtime, even if I just have to call you one day and be like, hey, let's go. Half an hour. We're going on right now whenever I have availability.
Yeah,
I'll make it right there.
At this pick, I'd lean either Nathaniel Watson or Eddie Olafosio. Two different linebackers. Watson's your traditional Mike. He would be your CJ Mosley type, big, good, strong tackler. Not as adept in the pass game, but can drop back into his zone and so on and so forth. Eddie Olafosio would be your chase and tackle, scrape kind of off ball, weak side linebacker, something in the mold of Quincy Williams. So it's really pick your poison here. I think that the Jets like Zaire Barnes to eventually take over from Mosley.
Chaz Sherrod wasn't bad either when he got some burn last year, right?
Yeah.
Good special teamer.
I think the Jets are keen on Zaire Barnes taking over the middle linebacker position. So here I'm going to lead with Eddie Olafosio. Some more depth. I think he can offer you something on special teams and eventually, play next to or fill in for Quincy Williams when that contract's done.
Do you think Jamie Sherwood just basically last year we saw kind of what he is, plays a few plays a game, and that's pretty much it?
I'm a big Sherwood fan.
Yeah,
but I just don't think that the Jets utilize that Sam linebacker too much. In a 3 linebacker set, he's the 3rd linebacker. Right. I don't think you'll see him on the field too much. Again, I don't know if he's not. He doesn't shed tackles. He's still learning to play linebacker. He doesn't play well in a phone booth, inside the box, inside the tackle box, as well as
thanks, Sean. Have a good night, buddy. Thanks for joining.
Zaire Barnes. And he's not fast enough and doesn't scrape as well as Quincy Williams. So, he has a role. It's just a role that the Jets don't use too often because it's rare that they have like their base 4-3 set. I mean, they're a base nickel team.
Yeah.
So I'd say Olafosio.
All right, then I'll get behind it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
That's what we're picking.
That's a fun name to draft, right there.
And the last one, guys, it's dealer's choice. I'll stay out of it, and I'll let you guys pick.
Okay, we haven't picked up a running back yet.
That's
and
true.
We haven't picked like an edge rusher.
That is true.
We could go Carter Bradley if you wanted to go quarterback. There's some decent running backs. Yeah, Watson's not bad. I mentioned I like Jordan.
Carson Steele is a green bean favorite.
I'm sure just by the name, I could see that.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Russell Wilson tweets himself. Year 13, grateful at Steelers. Russell Wilson to the Steelers. Done.
Well, then I guess they're not getting Tannehill. I think that just opened it up for the Jets.
Wow.
Breaking news. All right.
I do like that when people break their own news. I'm not going to lie. And then Rappaport has to retweet it. Schefter will retweet it. But I love when people break their own news. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's cool. I'm not a Russ guy, but I appreciate that moment.
That'll be quite the quarterback watch for that team. That's for sure.
Dealer's choice, guys. You pick, man.
Okay, so
I'll stay out of it.
Go ahead, Adam. Go ahead, brother. You take this one.
You want me to pick this one? Okay, let's see. There's a few guys kind of dropping. Like King Iguacan is not a bad interior offensive line.
No, he's not. He's not as bad.
Yeah, I like him.
Paul shouldn't be here either. I mean, he's going to be well off the board probably by day 2. I don't know why they haven't moved him up, but
okay. Let's check. We just took we took safety. I think I'm kind of zoned in on running back at this point. You know what? I want Jawar Jordan to get drafted. I want Jawar
Jordan. It is.
This is going to be the guy. Yeah. Now, if I was being really ridiculous, I would. Yeah. If I was being completely ridiculous, I would say Jason Henderson from ODU, the nation's leading tackler. But he's not getting drafted.
So here's your draft, guys.
Wow.
Talise Fuanga at 10. Tavondre Sweat at 72. Cooper Beebe at 110. Javon Baker at 112. Tanner Bortolini at 184. Katano Ladapo at 218, Eddie Olafosio at 256, and Mr. Irrelevant himself, Jawar Jordan.
Now, are these rankings based off? I think it's not just player, but really team need. I mean, how could Cooper Beebe be a C- at pick 110?
You know how it is, how they do it? It's we took him at 110. Their big board has him at 122, so they're saying it's a reach.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, you gotta take these grades and just throw them right in the trash.
I mean, these grades are mostly terrible, but still they gave us a B. So I guess because they really like Fuaga. Hey, if this was our draft, I'd be good. I'd be more than good with this.
I'd be elated with this.
The main thing is just getting good in the trenches, in my opinion, and that does it. Those first 3 picks are, I think, as good as it could go, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, if we were to pick not that I think we would ever pick Bortolini, but if we did, you'd have him and his college teammate together. Which one plays center?
If it came between those two, I'd probably say Tippmann is the better center. I just think he's still a little bit stronger. Plus, you can really utilize some different schemes, and you can maybe go to some more outside zone if you had the movement skill. I mean, they're both move great, but Bortolini's athletic as hell, man. So, all right, listen, I got to cut out, guys.
Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, no, I'll let you guys finish up, but it was a pleasure chat as always. Adam, even more of a pleasure. I haven't seen you or haven't been on a show with you in a while, so nice to see you. And Nick, again, this is for you, buddy.
Thanks, pal.
You know what happens after 365, right?
366, because of course my
Amen.
first year had to be a fucking leap year. It had to be the longest year ever.
Amen. 366 is now.
Year 2 even easier.
Year 2 will be a breeze. It's not as long.
Yeah. So hang in there, keep grinding, man. I'll talk to you guys later.
All that happens is tomorrow, right?
Thank you.
All right, man.
Thanks, buddy. Did you get my text?
Oh, I
I was
actually
trying to
did.
get you to look. Oh,
Dude, put it this way. Can I guess what's in the text? Because I think I already have an idea what it would have been.
it's one of 2 things. So go ahead.
It's one of
what's
2
your
things.
guess?
Of course it is. Yeah, actually, I left my phone in the other room to charge. But is it
Okay.
the trivia or the wheel? Your pick tonight.
I just asked if you had anything trivia lined up.
I could always pull. I could always pull one out. You know me.
Oh, hey now. You know what? I'm so appreciative of the chat and the numbers that we have. I'm going to put up a poll that says, what next?
That's a good idea.
Trivia or a wheel? So here. Oh, here. Let me do this for you. With all you do, let me bring this up real quick.
I'm going to grab my. Okay, I'm going to.
Wait, don't leave because I'm doing this to show you. Hold on.
Okay.
So you bring up YouTube in a separate tab, and then you go over here to the bottom of the chat, and then you hit the plus next to the bar. You have to be on your channel, though, and then you hit start a poll.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I will try that on Wednesday night for sure. Man, we're on twice here on the screen.
Remove that.
It's quite the look.
Yeah.
Wait, it's like we've been cloned.
Two
The world
next
can't
is the
handle
lady's
2 of
perfect
us.
choice. All right, what's next? What's happening now? Oh, trivia or wheel? Start the poll. Go ahead. You guys
Wheel
tell
or
us what's
move?
next. All right, let's stop sharing the screen.
Okay.
Boom. There we go. Kung Fu. Yeah, Russ over there. It's kind of a shocker. 1-year deal in Pittsburgh.
Did they say how much?
They don't.
I could see
Not
being an
yet.
incentive playing contract where with like a lot of bonuses, playing time. I think that would make a lot of sense for him.
All right. It's tied 50-50 right now.
If it finishes a tie, I think
Come
we
on,
have to do
people, get your
both.
votes in. We got over 50 people in here. We only got 10 votes. Let your voice be heard. Do you want to have Adam do trivia or do you want to do the wheel? For those that don't know the wheel, he's got 100 random jets throughout history on the wheel, and we'll spin the wheel, and we have to blindly place them on numbers 1 through 10. It's one of those you don't know who's going to come next. You can get Dwayne Robertson, who ends up being number 3 because that's the last one left. Oh, the wheel is winning 67%. All right, I'm gonna close this. All right, let's rock the wheel.
Yeah, well, thankfully, in our last poll, Dwayne Robertson only wound up in spot number 9. So that.
Well, I knew that was a bad name that popped up.
Yep. Yep, it was a recent one.
I know you have no issue doing this. I need to refill my water.
Okay.
And I have to pee real quick before we start this. So I'm going to give you the airwaves, brother. You have all control to say whatever you want.
Whatever I want. All right, guys. Well, we'll be doing the wheel in a little bit, but yeah, 3 hours. And hey, for Nick, I'll definitely say thanks everybody for spending your Sunday night with him, with me, and everybody else that he's had on the channel. But it is pretty cool to have such a crazy, awesome Jets community here, because when you suffer together, it makes suffering a little bit more manageable. So, and I think this week it's going to drive us a little bit crazy because we only have so much cap space to work with. So I think we will make some moves, but let's just not be that fan base that says, like, every time somebody signs, it's like, hey, is Joe asleep, or nobody wants to be with us, we got to play the Jets tax and all of that kind of stuff. So we'll get some players, but we've seen before. Joe Douglas is totally happy signing Corey Davis to a 3-year deal for $37 than watching the Giants go sign Kenny Golladay for 4 years, $75 million, have it blow up in their face. So, but I'm sure they got a couple of marquee guys they will target, and they will make what they feel is a very fair offer, a very reasonable offer, like they did with, say, a Joe Tooney. But when you have a chance to go play with Patrick Mahomes, yeah, it makes sense you go over there. But I don't think it's going to be for a lack of effort. Yeah, Dane, I gotta say, yeah, I've been saying like Alon the entire time. Then I saw him on Jake's show the other day, and it was Allen. I'm like, wait, he's an Allen? He's an Allen? So I had no idea that was the case. So now I don't know. Now I don't know if he's an Allen and Alon, or I'll just call him Double A. Maybe I'll just do that. Johnny, you're spoiling everything. Yeah, there are plans for the Virginia, for Johnny and I and Nick to hang out in the next couple of weeks up in the Richmond area. So, and that'd be cool. I haven't seen Johnny in person in a long time. So, so that'll be fun. Scott, who's your number one free agent wish? I got to be honest. I think it's really Tyron Smith. I think we need to. Here's the thing. Tackle is going to be very difficult to fill in free agency because it's so limited. But I don't want us going into the draft needing a free agent left tackle, or needing to draft a left tackle, because Fuaga, Latham, they're really right tackles. And I don't think you can count on both Alt and Fashanu or either of them being available. Now, Smith, yes, I know there's no perfect free agent. Whether it's age, durability, production, there's something you can knock with just about every free agent that there is. But remember, Tyron Smith this year played 942 snaps. That's the most snaps he had played in the last 5 seasons. So he's doing pretty well. All right, so if they could get him on a 1-2-year contract, and I'd still like to think that some offensive players would come over because they want to play with Aaron Rodgers, I would hope. But I'm going after Tyron Smith first and foremost in free agency. I'll be back in 15 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, thank you again to everybody. Tonight's been awesome. I never expected this many people to watch. And just if you're keeping track at home, Mess is the winner so far. Mess. If you're still here, you are winning the Super Chat Challenge. And thank you to everyone who took the time and money to do that. And all of you guys for still hanging out here this late. This is awesome. You guys know how much you guys mean to me. You guys know how much you've helped me get through this year. This has been, I did the Friday night hangout so that I didn't want to go out on Friday nights, and I had a commitment to being home and not having an urge to go out when it was early on. And I owe that to you guys. You know, new viewers, old viewers. Adam, we hung out many times on Friday nights.
Oh, yeah.
Was there a super chat while I was out? Oh, thank you, David.
Yep, there was. Johnny says that he has the same wicker chair that I do.
Put a stripper pole on?
I think that's what he meant.
Yeah, I know how to read. I know how to read stripper pole language. Don't worry.
I was like, Scott, yeah, we might need to cut your tab off at this point. I don't know. All right, so I got the list ready to go. Yeah, we can start whenever you want to.
All right, Scott, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for hanging out for this entire night, man. You've been here start to finish, as a lot of you have. Thank you, everybody. So, listen, this has been a very supportive, positive, I hope influential to anybody who needed it, educational to some. But now it's 11:50. We're in hour 3. We're entering hour 4. Let's get fucking nuts. Let's do a wheel. Let's get wild.
So what you're saying is I come in and the education part goes to hell. Okay, I got it.
You know what? No, not at all. Not at all. You were part of it with the draft, but now this is where craziness starts. And Superfan, 60-something people watching. I don't even care if everyone's awake. If your phone is just open to YouTube and you're dozing it off, just mute it, lower the volume, go to sleep, leave it open. But awesome. Thank you, everybody. Let's rock, man. Here we go.
Oh,
We're gonna...
it's not coming through? Okay. Hang on.
Nope. I just had to edit.
Oh, okay.
So again, for those that don't know, here he goes. Scott topping himself. Didn't want to wait for someone else. Get a bucket. I'm sorry. I had to go upstairs. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. And one of my buddies in the house was in the kitchen. So he's going to give me a ride tomorrow. I got to get checked out and get my sleep apnea. I got to get that knocked out this week too, so I can get on the bus Sunday. But for those of you, thank you, Scott. I appreciate it, man. I will get a bucket. We spin the wheel. We randomly place the person 1 through 10, not knowing who's going to be next. So let's have some fun with this and put your vote in the chat. Let your voice be heard.
Yeah, if y'all, we could get a little bit crazy tonight. I'll tell you what. Everybody, for each spin, let's do something we've never done before.
Oh, I'm like, ooh, something new.
I got an idea. For each spin we do tonight, everybody, before we spin, we'll give you like a few seconds. Put your player in the chat who you think we're going to land on. If you get that one right, if it lands on the player you put in there, you can pick whatever number you want for the player that we land on. How about that?
That's right.
Okay.
All
right. So spin number 1, NY Jet Superfan wants Chad Pennington. Nick, you go first. Who do you want?
Tim Tebow. It's the first name I saw when I looked at it.
I got to go John Hall first and foremost. How could I not?
Nice. Respect.
Tego!
Yeah, Tego. Dom and Adam joined around 11. We did a mock. Dom just left. We got Fuaga. We got Montez Sweat in round 3. We got Cooper Beebe in round 4. We got Javon Baker in 4. So those first 4 picks hit really big.
Bordellini, we got Keaton Oladapo and some linebacker that we can't pronounce, and George Jordan at running back. All right, here we go. Yep, I see a few guesses in the chat. Okay, here we go. Spin number 1. Let's rock. And it's coming to a stop on, oh dear God, Mo Lewis. All right, not mentioned.
Not mentioned
in the chat. All right, so we're going to have to figure this one out together. All right, well, as we all know, Mo, one of the greatest linebackers of all time in Jets history, didn't quite get the recognition that he should have because you had the likes of Derek Thomas keeping him out of the Pro Bowls. But, was an all-time Jet, has not been inducted into the Ring of Honor yet. Hopefully one day he will be. I think it's because of one play that has not been the case.
Oh, what play are you talking about?
I have no idea.
You know what? I didn't even have to say it. If I was watching me and I saw this guy's comments all the time, I would think that Nick had a burner and the burner was Wild Wave. 10 gave Brady a career. I've said that before when we got him word for word. He's right up my alley, Wild Wave.
We actually had Mo. He came up on the wheel maybe like two rounds ago, and yeah, we put him at number 2 at the time. But yeah, I remember the same line about Gabe Brady, a career. I remember that.
All right, Jason, welcome, man. If you're new here,
Jason,
please subscribe, and if you're returning, man, thanks. We're having a big night here. Average 3.4.
Dane's already counting the average for us. Yeah, Dane's like our accountant right here. Nice job, brother.
I was going to say 3. My vote's 3.
Okay. All right. Then we will go.
I think he gets a bad rap for that, but anyone who watched the Jets during those years knows how impactful he was. He could cover, he could pass, he could stop the run. Mo did everything. And that play tarnishes a very, very good career.
Sadly, it does. Okay, that's spin 1. On to spin 2. All right, guys. So
you did it? You put him at 3?
Yeah, we'll make him a 3. I'm good with it.
So 3's off the board for those keeping track at home.
We could do a poll with different numbers on it. We could put like 2, 3, 4. We could do that if we wanted to get ridiculous.
I closed the YouTube out already.
Okay, good. All right.
I closed all that out.
All right, so the player guest is already coming in. I see Bilal Powell. I think Dane said that because he wanted to hear me say it. Bryce Petty, Kerry Rhodes, Vlad Ducas.
I'm going to go Vlad Ducas.
All right. Well, David already guessed Vlad Ducas.
Oh, did he? I didn't even see that. All right, hold on. I'll take Winston Hill. That's right in the same area.
Okay, I'll take Jeff Cumberland.
I didn't see it. David D, good call. I did not see that when you
Yeah, I got you guys. Okay, here we go. Spin number 2.
We got 2 Jason Morrows back to back in the chat. So Hank and MJ, who put them in simultaneously.
I can assure you nobody said Randy Rasmussen. But we did start off with 2 career Jets who played over a decade. Nobody played for the Jets longer than Randy Rasmussen. I think he played in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s and was a guard on the Super Bowl winning team, as I remember. So not a very well talked about Jet, let's say, but I believe an inaugural member of the Ring of Honor. So, yeah, this is one of those like sneaky all-time Jets is Randy Rasmussen. And the thing is, I think you could have easily put him in at number 3 as well. I feel like he's kind of on that level. But, I mean, if you were to put him at 2, I would have
Pro Bowls?
What?
Any Pro Bowls?
If they had them back then.
He was 80s, wasn't he?
Rasmussen was like 70s. Yeah, he played.
Oh, he's still alive, 78 years.
Oh, yeah, he's still with us.
Wow. Oh, I'm just impressed by all the 14s for games played next to him when it was a 14-game season.
Correct.
I was like, oh my God, this guy played week in and week out. Wow. Number 1.
Back when our offensive
14, 14, 13, 13, 14. Wow.
What the hell happened to him in 1980? He played 8 games. I'm like, was that a strike year or something? Maybe that's what happened. But they weren't even counting. Yeah. So, so he was there a long time.
I'll put Randy. I'll put him below Mo. I mean, I can't put him above Mo Lewis. So maybe I'll go 5.
It's probably the recency bias. It looks like we're very heavy on the force. Wait, Mike, the stat guy says Calvin Ridley is about to be a Patriot. They just signed Bourne. They're going to sign Ridley too?
Hey, Mike. Dude, they have a ton of money.
I'm not seeing that anywhere.
Hey, Mike, welcome, man. Thanks for showing up.
Thanks, Mike. Adirondack Fly Guy says, I don't understand what we're doing. Tune in more. This has become a huge thing. No, but seriously. So we're spinning the wheel that I created. It's the 100 random Jets. We randomly spin it. There's 100 New York Jet players on here throughout history, and it's a blind wheel. So with every player we land on, we're assigning them a spot between number 1 and number 10 on this top 10 list. So far we did our first spin, Mo Lewis. We decided to put him at spot number 3. Now we're on Randy Rasmussen, so we have to assign another number for Rasmussen because you can use every number only once. And ultimately at the end, we want to have a 1 through 10 list, like in order from best Jet to worst Jet. So that's kind of the idea. But I'm seeing a ton of 4s here. So I think number
I'm not
4.
seeing numbers. I'm seeing a lot of commentary.
Dane.
All right.
Wildly,
Yeah, I'm seeing
Nate,
some.
yeah, super
All right.
fan. Yeah. No fake news, please. Yeah, because I've got like the notifications up for Schefter, Pelissero, Rappaport. No,
Yeah.
I don't see this from anybody.
I'm okay with 4 or 5. If 4 wins, I'm
4.
okay with it.
Okay.
I mean, the fact that he
let's-
played every game for like 9 straight years is enough to deserve that. You know
It's
what?
one of those
14
things where-
games a season. 14 games a season back then. 4 works. Let's put him at 4. David, I like Turtles too.
It's one of those things where you know the names on this wheel. You know we're going to get a lot of Jets worse than him.
Yeah. Dave, I'm going to let you in. I open up a lot on this channel. I think you guys know a lot about me by now. I do like turtles, but my favorite animal is a penguin. I'm obsessed with penguins. I think they're awesome. That's it. A little random nugget there. Little random Nick night. One night we'll have Nick trivia.
That was one of your knickknacks, wasn't it?
Yeah. I just bought a friend of mine a penguin. It says I'm not short, I'm penguin size, with a picture of a penguin on the front.
Okay. And knickknack. So here's one of the worst jokes that I have. So a hitman confessed that he was hired. A local hitman confessed he was hired to beat a cow to death in a field using 2 small porcelain figures. Police admit this may be the first known case of a knick-knack paddywhack.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Nice super fan. I'm not a hockey guy at all.
That's where I come in.
That's a penguin. Burgess Meredith. Look at this. Now we got all penguin facts coming in here. Dude, that's my goal, man. Like when I'm out on the road, if I don't get a dog, I'm gonna get a pet penguin and just take him around with me. Like I get jealous when I see these Instagram videos of people taking their penguin for a walk. Like how badass would you be if you rolled up to a park in the summer and like you got out and you took your penguin for a fucking walk? Like you think women go nuts over cute dogs? You got a penguin, you're getting all the punani in that park that night. Chicks are gonna throw themselves.
I didn't know chicks dig the pens. Okay.
Chicks dig penguins, bro.
Chicks dig the pens. Okay.
Mike the Stat Guy says this is per Jeremy.
Here comes it. Yeah, Elon trying to make fun of the Rangers. Okay, yeah, him and the Icelanders. Hey, Elon, go watch the NHL 48-minute documentary about the stadium series where the players were mic'd up for both games. It was a very, very entertaining watch, I must say. All right, are we ready for spin number 3? Let's wait for the
give everyone a recap.
Yeah, so far we got Mo Lewis at 3. We've got Randy Rasmussen at 4. All right. So yeah, chat, start putting your guesses in. Remember, if you put a player's name in the chat, just vote once, of course. If we land on your player, whichever player we land, you get to put him any spot on the board that you want. So we're giving the power to the people. All right, I'm gonna go with Leonard Williams.
I'm going John Connor.
We got John Connor a lot, don't we? We land on John Connor a ton. All right.
I don't think I've got him.
Yes. All right. Super fans. All right. Got about 5-6 guesses. I'll give it another few seconds for some guesses to come through. I see Wayne Hunter. I see Brad Smith, Bilal Powell, Vinny Testaverde, Aaron Glenn, Joe Klecko. All right. Okay. So, Stephen Hill. Okay. Le'Veon Bell. All right, I think that's pretty good. All right, here we go. Spin number 3. And we are landing on perhaps the GOAT, Curtis Martin, number 28. Do I even need to run down the resume?
Yeah, no, I can't have this be a 6-hour show. I think it's obvious, right? I think we'll all put number 1. I don't think anyone will put a number besides 1.
Absolutely. Yeah, Curtis Martin is definitely a name you want to get right at the beginning. You do not want to be between spots like 7 and 9 or whatever, and then it's like, oh, I got to put Curtis Martin like in spot 9 or something like that. Okay, guys. Yep, I think we're going to call that one. Yeah, Curtis Martin. So we've started filling in spots 1, 3, and 4. So we've gotten some good Jets so far.
I have a quick question for the poll, for the chat. Are there any Jets that you would put their career above Curtis Martin? Like Joe Namath's career, I know he won the Super Bowl, but his career may not be better than Curtis's.
Would you
Darrelle
go
Revis's peak may have been better. Oh yeah, I was saving him for last because that's the one I want to discuss. Revis's 2 years with the Jets were elite, but I don't think his career, those 2 years were untouchable. They're the best 2 years we've seen. I mean, Sauce is up there now with those, but I mean, Klecko and Martin to me are 1-2 for the greatest Jet careers.
How many games? I know after Klecko left the Jet, it's something when you're like a career Jet or a career, you fill in the blank on the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Klecko went to the Colts after he left the Jets, but I don't think he played more than a few games with them, as I remember. I don't even know if he did play with the Colts, but I know he signed there. But, Curtis Martin was a Patriot, and so but still when he was with the Jets, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, Dane, I'm not saying Revis only had, but some of those years at the end were not Revis years. They were after 2 ACL injuries. He came back for that big contract that McCagnon gave him. But we can discuss that another night. Go ahead. Let's hit the wheel. Now, that might be, at least the first that I've ever been a part of, a unanimous selection. Yeah. That's the first unanimous selection I've ever been a part of with you.
I'm thinking there have been a couple of number 10s that might have been unanimous as well. I think maybe I don't know if Kyle Wilson.
No, because there's always somebody who throws out a 9 just in case. You know what I mean?
Case, right? Yeah. But this early in the process, yes, I would agree with that. Yeah. I mean, some of our number 10s, I'm actually looking in retrospect, some of our number 10s have been good. Ray Mickens, Santonio Holmes. I mean, we've had some Lamont Jordan. I mean, sometimes our 10s turn out pretty well once we have Browning Nagel. But anyway,
this is and
we got Hackenberg one time. So that would be a unanimous 10. No doubt about it. Okay.
Very good wheel so far.
Yeah, very good. All right, I'm looking at some of the lists right now.
Somebody put Giacomini.
Spin 4.
You know what? I'm gonna go with a guy that we get quite often. I'm gonna go with Lavernius Coles.
Lavernius Coles. Okay. I'm going to Johnny. We took Demetrius Patterson off the wheel because nobody knew who he was. I'm gonna say Eric Decker. I think that one's. I think that one's a little.
Van then. All right, let's rip.
All right, here we go. Spin number 4, and it's coming to a stop on Victor Green. Man, this wheel is ridiculously good right now. Nobody guessed him either.
Right, I am not gonna comment at all because Victor Green is my favorite. Him and Marvin Jones are my favorite 2 Jets defenders of all time, and I've actually had discussions with Victor Green privately in his DM about joining the show one day. So, to me, Victor Green deserves to be number 2 because Victor Green, that's the highest spot left.
Yeah. So
but I love Victor Green. Victor Green had a 2-interception game in Miami. One of them, Jay Fiedler, I believe, rolled out. Victor Green kind of did what Jermaine Johnson did in Cleveland. He jumped, batted it, intercepted it, and I went nuts at Ruggs and Riffy's bar in Woodbridge, New Jersey, which is no longer there. And me and my sister almost fought a married Dolphin couple. And I said some highly inappropriate things.
Oh boy!
I said highly. One of the worst things I think in the chat just 2 weeks ago. I said some of the worst things I've ever said to people, and I told him I would his wife in front of him as my sister held him back because he wasn't man enough to break the hold. Drinking Nick was an asshole.
Oh boy! As opposed to sober Nick, where you're for the most part all right. Well, no, but so I'm looking at this. So Knobcraft actually ranked Victor Green a number 8. Nick, would you like to respond?
Oh, nah, take that wrench away.
Wow. Yeah, he put a wrench in those plans. My God.
Yeah, Mike is that guy. It was the late 90s, man. It was the late 90s, early 2000s. It was a wild time. It was messed up. I agree.
All right, so we've got available spot 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I think right now the chat is kind of leaning towards a 5. It's kind of like all over the map. As opposed to 2.
I vote 2 because it's the highest spot. And I'm a huge Victor Green fan. I know nobody will agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would go about. I think I would be okay with 5. But to me, Lewis, Rasmussen, Green, to me, you could like kind of toss them all up in the air, and however it lands, it lands. I think they're all very, very good Jets.
I'm gonna give
not elite, but the next level down.
What numbers are we debating here?
I think we could go. Well, I mean, 2 is available, and anything from 5 on is available. But I think most people are going 5 here.
And Johnny's like, that's how I met my wife.
Oh boy.
Sometimes it depends what time of day it is.
Scott, Nick, does your sister have a beard?
Yeah. Oh man.
I hate to say this, man, but I think this is going to be a 5. I think this is where the chat's going.
No, it's where it's fitting. It's fitting. I was even debating if we go 1 lower in case 2 gets filled and we get another big name.
Okay. So we're good with 5 then?
Yeah. Nostalgia wants me to say 2, but
yeah. Mike, yes. Yeah, you can guess a new. Yeah, before every spin, put your name down.
Yeah, Mike.
You can keep changing your name. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man. Every spin, you get to change it.
Yeah.
Go with however you're feeling. You could pick one guy and ride it out or change. I'm going to go with, since we've talked so much about Pittsburgh with Russell Wilson going there.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to pick both guys I looked at were Pittsburgh guys. It was either Plaxico or Doug Bryan.
I thought you were going to go Le'Veon Bell.
No, I
thought you were going Le'Veon Bell, I swear.
I'll go Doug Bryan because that, to me, I cannot believe that in the worst grass stadium to kick in, Herman Edwards had them take a knee instead of just like trying to do like a tush push and go forward. And then that kick hit the crossbar, right?
Yeah. That's
you want to lose yardage when you're in the 40s at Heinz Field on a sloppy ass field.
Okay, I'm gonna
Dane.
go...
Dane says I looked at Doug Bryan too. There's no fucking way he's coming out then.
No. I'm gonna go. Yeah, we've been on this level of very good Jets, but maybe not the elite Jets or like the absolute top of the rung. I think we're gonna stay on the same level. I'm gonna go with Kyle Clifton.
All right, I'll defer to Dane, and I'll give Dane
okay,
Doug Bryan. And I will change mine, and I will go with Kyle Brady. I don't see Kyle Brady in there anywhere.
So we're each going with a Kyle. All right, here we go. Spin number 5.
Kyle Lowry.
It's not a Kyle. It's Tim Tebow.
I said him earlier.
Oh, I can't wait to see where the chat goes here.
Oh, my God. Give him Chad Pennington's number. As a Jet, he did nothing.
Was he?
He was
a full 15. He was 15, wasn't he?
Number 15, but I'm saying give him 10 in the fucking
wheel. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
As a human being, either number 1 or number 2. As a New York Jet, oof.
I'm making an executive decision. Dane said 9. Wild Wave says 11. That averages out to we almost had another unanimous. Oh wait, David says 9. Superfan says 11. Averages out to a 10. All right, it's a 10.
Shane McGarry, you're right. Mets legend Tim Tebow. Let's go, Mets.
Very good, Shane. Very good, bro.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing they don't have like his banner on the wall in Buffalo or New Orleans, wherever the AAA team was at the time.
What did he play for? The Clearwater?
It was what?
Did he play for Clearwater? Who did he play for?
No, he was with the Mets. Clearwater would be the Phillies. Yeah, but the AAA team was like rotating between Vegas, Buffalo, New Orleans. Now it's in Syracuse. The Mets were moving around for a bit, but now they're in
Weird that
Syracuse.
they're all over.
Next 20 years. The thing with Tebow though, he was just put into a crappy situation. I mean, they had no idea what to do with him.
I like that Mike, the stat guy, is referring to himself as like the Rock in third person. He says, "Stats say 10."
I thought he was actually looking stats
up. I read. I thought he was saying like the Knicks said 10.
Hey, this jabroni. All right.
The stats say 10. Oh, Port Lucie. That's their training facility.
Port St. Lucie,
Tebow,
yeah.
Tight end, fullback, special team. All right, let's just put 10 and get off of this.
Should we just make it a 10? Yeah, should we just make it a 10 and go with it?
We're going.
Okay. 10 for the number of commandments in the Bible. All right, that'd be perfect. Okay, so just to recap, halfway through, guys, it's going fast. We've got at 1 Curtis Martin, 3 Mo Lewis, 4 Randy Rasmussen, 5 Victor Green, and 10 Tim Tebow. So we got 2, 6, 7, 8, and 9 to go.
So now all I want, because for those of you that don't know, the thing that I love the most is chaos. I want to find someone else who is more deserving of being 10.
I know who I'm picking.
Oh, Blair Thomas.
Blair Thomas? All right, I'm going to say a player who's not
Actually,
quite
no, Blair Thomas. Blair Thomas had a better career as a Jet. You take the draft pick, you look at the stats.
Yeah.
Contribution as a Jet, it was better.
Yeah. Yes, Johnny, I did see SmackDown. Yeah, the entrance was amazing.
For the
Rock, with the lightning bolt. I'm gonna say Denzel Mims. I don't think we've ever had him before. All right. Let's give everybody a moment here. I see Brandon Marshall, Kevin Barlow. I don't even remember putting Kevin Barlow on the wheel. Curly Norman, I think you're just making a name up here, but that's cool. Curly Norman doesn't care. He wanted trivia. All right, David D says Colson. Nathan Colgrove and Zach Wilson. Marty Lyons, that's a good one. D. Miller.
Is Brandon Marshall on here?
I'm positive I put Marshall on there. If I didn't put him on there, then that'd be a bad job by me. But I'm positive.
Well, I know you rotate guys. That's all.
Yeah, I do try to take a few out here and there to sort of keep it fresh, but yeah,
I see Brandon Moore.
I don't see him.
I see Brad Smith.
Brad Smith. I might have left him off. Bart Scott, Brandon. That's Brandon
I see
Moore.
Browning Nagel. I see Braylon Edwards. I see Braden Mann. No, I went around the whole wheel with names.
Yeah, I must have taken Marshall out. Yeah, I will say
rotate guys. He does rotate guys.
Yeah, when my computer crashed. Yeah, because this laptop, I don't know if you know, this computer crashed about a month or 2 ago, and I lost just about everything. But the one saving grace I did have is that I had previously emailed the wheels to my personal email address. If I hadn't done that, I would have had to make everything all over again. So I think what I went to bat is the old wheel that I had started out with, and I made 1 or 2 changes to it since. But because I think I had added Brandon Marshall later on, but I think the wheel that we're working with tonight didn't have Marshall at the time, if that makes sense. So, yep, Shane. Yep. We got the Yaboa news. Justin McCarron's. I know. I'm positive I had him on too at one point. Yeah. If not, believe me, I would definitely put McCarron's on there. So. All right, well, here we go. Spin number 6. Let's do it. Yeah, a lot of names came through. And Jordan Jenkins at one time the Jets' greatest pass rusher. But for a 4th round pick, he actually wasn't bad considering what we usually get out of our mid-round picks. Hang G with a great one. How about Kari Vedvik? Yeah. The one thing is I'm not putting any current Jets on the wheel because the story is yet to be written. Outside of Zach Wilson, but we all know it. We all know the deal with him. All right, Jordan Jenkins. An okay player, but I'm seeing a lot of 7s and 8s. Nick, are you there? I can't hear you.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Just wanna
I'll
make
just
sure.
kind of let in the chat comment.
Mike, Frank Reich is
Jordan
not on this
Jenkins?
for real.
I don't think Jordan Jenkins is awful enough to say with this many spots left, he should lock up number 9. I'm okay with an 8. What was it? Him and Lorenzo Malden were our pass rush duo at one point, right?
Lorenzo Malden, I felt like he was out of the league like immediately. Yeah, we are
Wasn't
straight.
Jordan Jenkins from Georgia?
Yeah, he was.
All right,
He
I
was.
move him up to an 8 just because he's from Georgia.
I thought you liked the Georgia players. I thought you'd make him a 7.
Wow. Well, I was gonna say, yeah, you're right. Move on 7. The Steelers are getting Russell Wilson for the veteran minimum of $1.21 million because the Broncos are going to pay Russ $38 million this year. So the Steelers get him for the league minimum.
Oh my God!
Which
Comeback
now
player of the year.
contributes,
Write it down right now.
which now contributes to this being the worst trade in NFL history because you're paying $38 million to another team to have a starting quarterback. That's nuts.
Oh, boy. I could so see comeback player of the year for him. I'm already gonna make the pick. Curly Norman's had to take off. Have a good night, man. Good to see you.
Later, buddy. Thanks for joining, man.
All right.
Hope to
I
see
think
you again soon.
for
All
Jenkins,
you guys, man. Thank you so much. Still hanging out this long. Most of you have been here since it started at like 8:45. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. You really are.
Oh yeah. All right. I think we're pretty much in a dead split between 7 and 8, counting your 7, Nick.
You know what? I'll give Scott Foster. Scott's put a couple super chats in, and right now he's in the lead with the last one. So Scott, give me a 7 or 8.
David
Watch
D
him
was
not be here now.
David D just threw a late 8 in, so I think we might be. I think we might have to go with an 8 on this one.
I think the 8s are in the lead.
All right,
Johnny's
all right,
8.
we're going. Yeah, it's 8. All right, that's done.
Watch,
All right.
Scott will put in 7 now just after.
No, Scott's about comeback player of the year. Yeah.
See, Scott put 7 in.
Too late. We had 2 more 8s that came in. All right, so we got 4
Sorry,
spots.
Scott. I got overruled by the Wheelmaster.
You did. No, actually, there were a few extra 8 votes that came in afterwards. So
yeah, I saw.
8 won out. Yeah. All right, we've got 2, 6, 7, and 9 left to fill. I think we're doing pretty well so far. Okay,
2, 6,
guys, let's
7,
start putting in our guesses for spin number 7. I'm going to save that one.
Jeremy Curley.
Oh, Jeremy Curley. Okay, I'm going to go with Marcus May.
2, 6, 7, and 9 remain. We got a Scotty McKnight, a Tim Boyle, and Al Toon. All right, let's rip because I am starving and I got to.
Okay.
I got to eat.
All right, we'll roll through these. Okay, here we go. Spin number 7, and it's coming to a stop on. Oh my gosh! Oh, so close. It was almost Jeremy Curley, but it's Foley Fatukasi.
Houston Texan. Is that where he went today?
Yeah, everybody's going to go to Houston.
If they get him and Christian Wilkins, oh my God.
Oof.
Will Anderson's going to have 20 sacks next year with all that pressure up the middle.
Yeah, they will be. I don't know if there'll be room to bring back Sheldon Rankins, but I mean, who knows?
2, 6, 7, and 9.
2, 6, 7, and 9. Yeah, I think this is. Do you rate him higher than Jordan Jenkins or lower than Jordan Jenkins?
I could put him ahead of Jordan Jenkins. He was a good run stuffer.
Yeah, I think with him, especially, he was like a 6th-round pick. You either got to make him the 7 or the 9 spot here. I can't make him 2 or 6.
I mean,
but he was fine.
It's asking if you want to drown to death or get burned to death, right? Like it's neither one of these is great. So yeah, I could put
Nathan Colgrove wants to go 6. He really likes Foley.
Adam, you want to read this super chat from Dane?
I'm sorry, my phone's in Portuguese right now. I can't read it very well.
Oh, I got you.
Yes, it's a $2 super chat from Dano.
All right. I'll read it since it's in Portuguese. It says, Adam esta pinga es no grande. It says, verbalize this if your penis is super tiny. Dane, thank you, and you're welcome.
That should have been a $69 super chat, but anyway.
Nice.
Mike,
Mike. Mike, you are making the mistake. You sound like a virgin to the wheel. It only gets worse. There's 6 good names, 30 average players, and 60 piles of shit.
Like a virgin spinning for the very first time. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, he is a wheel virgin.
I'm gonna have to double check the wheel. I may have to change a few things up for next time. Put it this way: if Dimitri Patterson was on this damn thing, you know this is the old wheel.
Dude, you know what we do one night?
What's that?
We do like a 25. Like one night we dedicate to just the wheel, and we do like 25. Like we do like a big list. Like we get better names in there, and then you know what I'm saying, or 20, and we just make it nuts.
But do the same wheel every single time. I say we could do that, but I feel like I'd want to switch wheels a little bit because it could get a little repetitive. But because we still got ones for quarterback, for coaches, for draft classes. But I don't know. Maybe after the 23rd, we'd get a little tired.
It is,
or do some sort of stipulation on it, something to like do a wheel where we automatically go. Whoever we land on is 1. The next player we land on is 2, and we like go in order. So it has to be in order. That would be another way to do it.
I feel that I have to combine Knob's comment with Dane's. So I will reread Dane's super chat first. And it says, verbalize this if your penis is super tiny. And then Knob follows it up with a super chat that says, oh, you read that. All right, cool. You read that part.
I got that one. Yeah.
Very tiny.
Dane's mentioned the wheel of coaches. Dane, we did it one time. It may have been
depressing.
It was so bad. Nick was tempted to resume drinking. It was so bad.
That's a good joke though. I'm not even mad. That's a good joke.
I knew you could handle it. No, but Knob Crab doing draft bus wheel. Dude, this is the draft bus wheel. I'm just kidding.
It is so bad. I tried to cut off another toe just to go to the hospital and get away from it.
Oh my god! The thing is with the draft bus wheel, we could go like all the way back to like the 60s and the 70s with names we don't even know, like old school draft bus.
We don't do a top 10. We do a bottom 5.
A bottom 5. That would work. Yeah, that would work. But yeah, like when we did the coaches wheel, I'm like, we just got to do 5 coaches. We cannot do anymore because it is just so freaking putrid how bad that wheel was.
All right.
And the quarterback
settle on Foley? Did we settle on Foley?
Foley, we got a little sidetracked, but that's okay because we're talking about tiny penises. Okay, I think right now
4 hours to get to that point.
4 hours to get that tiny? Oh God. All right, right now. For the votes I see, I think 9 is in the lead slightly. But, guys, let your voice be heard. If you want to vote for Foley, we got 2, 6, 7, and 9. Put your votes in. We'll give you like 30 seconds. Come on.
9. Yeah, Scott, I love the honesty.
Absolutely.
That's why we're here. My whole show's about honesty and transparency.
All right, Mike's leaning towards a 7. Okay, I think we're good. We'll go with 7 for Foley. All right, that's it.
Yeah, I got to get done with this quick. So let's try to get this done in 5 minutes.
Okay. Let's just finish it off. Let's just we'll make our predictions. We'll just kind of finish it off here. All right, I'll pick Derek Mason. David D with a super chat, $2 super chat, saying he's super sexy.
Hold on. Guys, I know that tampering period starts tomorrow. A lot of guys are signing contracts in. But breaking news, David D is super sexy. It has been confirmed. Schefter tweeted it. Oh, baby.
And he knows it.
There you go, Dave. That was the best $2 you've ever spent with somebody clothed.
All right, I'm saying Derek Mason. Who are you going to say?
I thought I said it. Give me my boy, JoJo Townsell.
I was going to save that for spin number 10, to be honest with you. All right, here we go. Spin number 8. And we're coming to a stop on Sam Darnold. Well, I'm willing to bet he's not going to finish in spot number 2. We've got 2, and we've got 69 as well. 2, 6, and 9. So are we going to put Sam at 6 or 9, realistically, with Foley and Jordan occupying spots 7 and 8?
Well, I can only answer this one way. If you are a Morristown bar slut, you would put him at a 6 and a 9 and probably give him mono while doing it.
That happened.
That happened. And then Trevor Siemian got his leg snapped from Myles Garrett because of it. You hooked up with a slut in Morristown, and then I get my leg snapped in half. Crazy world, man. The NFL.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be he's definitely going to be the 9 on here. But I will say this, and I said this on my show the other night.
I don't know, man. That first game against Detroit when we scored 48, I thought we'd be fucking amazing forever.
Yep. It turned out to be the Lions.
First NFL pass, and we dropped 48 in the game.
Dude, you know how good that night was? Darren Lee had a pick 6. What else do I need to say? Darren Lee had a pick 6, another colossal bust. But, I mean, the thing with Darnold, if he had not been a Jet already, I would target him for backup quarterback for this team right now.
He should never come back here. He should never come back here. I tweeted it today. The fans treated him like shit. The media treated him like shit. He deserves better than what he got here. He should never come back here.
Oh, don't worry. This time the organization would lift him up, just like with Zach Wilson.
I just think that
frustrating.
As much as you could say they're athletes and they get paid, that they are humans. And I thought we tore everything down when he was here and never gave him a chance to succeed. So I hope for his sake he never comes back here. But I see the chat saying 9s.
Yeah.
All right.
We can give him a 6 since that pick 6 he had on his first pass, but after that he did really well.
We did score 34 points in 3 straight games that one year with Adam Gase against the Giants, the Redskins, and the Raiders.
Oh yeah, that was the Redskins game I was at. Yeah, I was at that game. Yeah, who was it? Who's the tight end that game? Oh yeah, Dan Brown had two touchdowns that game, and that was also Nate Haskins threw his first career touchdown. Rest his soul. Yeah, we were actually helping out. We were helping Redskins fans a chance sell the team. So we joined in with them.
Yeah, you didn't know that, Johnny?
Yeah, we tried.
I like that Johnny keeps going back and forth, I think, from doing something to YouTube. So sometimes he comments and the blue wrench is there for my channel. Then other times he comes up and it's not there because he's coming back to your channel.
Oh, I didn't even see Johnny post that. Yeah,
let's lock it in at 9.
All right, number 9. That's okay. We got 2 picks left. We got spot 2. We've got spot 6. Now, usually the first 8 spins, we have something in place that's looking pretty good. This is usually where we have a little bit of a challenge. But
I told you we should have put Victor Green at 2. I told you we should have Victor Green at 2.
Well, hey, maybe this time we'll get like Mark Gastineau. Who knows? In fact, I'm going to say we're going to get Mark Gastineau.
Calvin Pryor.
All right, here we go. Spin number 9. We've got 2 left. And we're coming to a stop on, oh, dear God in heaven. We should have made Sam number 6.
We're going to put him at 2 for the 2 clipboards he held every game. All right, put him at 6. That's obvious. And let's let it rip.
Hackenberg.
And now Johnny's back to my channel. Johnny's great.
Yep. Johnny was on that trip. I drank more. Oh my God, that was the first and last time I drank Truly pineapple seltzer. I drank like 4 of them in the parking lot because that's what they had. That was about all we had.
Remember before when it was the Tim Tebow, and I was like, "Oh, I'm trying to see who had a worse career than him." I forgot Hackenberg was on the wheel.
It was
Perfect.
Hackenberg.
So Hackenberg's at 6 for never playing a play. Poor Jordan Jenkins. Poor Foley Fatukasi.
Pretty much on the same, yeah, which means James Morgan would be about a 5, because he wasn't as high a draft pick.
I would like to say one thing to you. In the moment, they all looked like 10s.
Got it. All right.
That's all that matters.
That's true. That is true. That's kind of like the situation with the wheel. If you're far enough away and you're squinting enough, everybody on the wheel does look like a 10. All right. Well, we got one more spin left tonight, and it's going to be for spot number 2 between Curtis Martin and Mo Lewis. All right. Here we go.
Wait. We got to get guesses in on this.
Yes.
We got to get guesses in on this.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's not going to be somebody deserving of number 2. I'm going to go with Brian Poole.
All right. Brian Poole.
It's going to be somebody. You know what? I'm going to go with Christian Hackenberg again. It's like the roulette wheel. If 17 hits, you double it down again.
I don't know if we're going to get a great one this time. I think it's going to be sort of like that middle of the range sort of thing. I'm going to say Brian Thomas.
Nice.
Brian Thomas. Scott says Joe Willie. Nathan, no, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be on this wheel. No current players. Matt says Corbett. Hank G says Brian. All right. Okay. Yep. Ryan, that was good. He was a Redskin fan. Oh, my God. That was his birthday. Yeah, he was a good
That would
dude.
be the best.
Johnny, of course, says John Hall. David D says Kellen Clemens.
The fucking argument over John Hall with Tego for 20 minutes was great.
That should be clipped and made its own video. That's all I'm saying.
I couldn't sit through watching it. I don't know how the chat did.
I don't know either. I was just like, what? This is like watching a car crash. As you see the first tire blow, it's like, okay, how long is it going to be until the car completely crashes? But it was entertaining in the process. Okay, here we go. Spin number 10. Let's finish it off for the night, guys.
Let it rip.
I got to get to bed too. And it's going to be Jericho Cotchery. That's a pretty good way to finish off the show. I don't know if I would put him above some of these guys, but yeah, we all love Jericho for sure. The new coach of Limestone University football in South Carolina. So congratulations to Jericho. To JC.
Awesome. All right, brother. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for your friendship.
You're welcome. I'm going to get out of the share thing here. There we go.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Hey, Nick, I appreciate your friendship. Guys, I appreciate everybody in the chat. Fantastic job tonight. And let's hope and pray that this upcoming week is fun. And hey, I'll see you guys Wednesday night, 10 p.m. on my channel for a little free agency recap. Should be fun.
Yeah. All right. Later, brother. Thank you. All right. Almost 4 hours, guys. Thank you so much to everybody. Today was important to me. And someone asked me a few weeks ago, what are you going to do? Anything special for it? I'm like, I hang out with the boy during the day. And I probably do a show at night. And that was when this whole Thursday, Sunday thing kicked in. And I was like, you know what? I'll just do Sunday nights. And it's paid off. You know, the viewership is great. Your participation's awesome. You guys have been really, really awesome to me. So I want to give back to you guys. I want to do these shows, and thank you, everybody. So in closing, as always, be loud, be proud, New York Jets fans. Have a good night. Go Jets.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. Oh, yeah!
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. The game has begun. To another year of sobriety. Y'all can't make this lose. Oh, thank you, Dane. Thank you. I'm playing the video and I'm like, should I end it? And then I had a feeling I shouldn't. But I'm going to end the video right now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Penguins rock, Dave. Penguins rock. Good night, everybody. Enjoy tampering period tomorrow. I got a doctor appointment in the morning. You might see me pop on in the afternoon. I know Matt said he's going on, but I might try to get on for a little bit myself if anything happens. So good night. Thank you again, everyone.